Welcome back, everybody. You've just spent a interesting time in the True Sight dungeon in your last couple sessions, revealing secrets of your past and facing them head on, possibly with a couple fists to the face or the gut, depending on who you are, or the wall above you. And you've, of course, gone through that journey with a town guard named Gregor. Gregor has gone off back to his own life stuff to carry on about. He hasn't said much about where he's going other than he needs to visit a grave. You all went back to the Wacholder Inn for the night, and now it is morning on the eve where you are meant to go to Nambul. Over the past, little bit of time, you also met up with Mayor Eimer, in the Dungeoneering Hall, where, of course, you made a name for yourself as local legends, having conquered the Challenge Room. And that's where we're going to pick up, as you all wake up to a loud bang from another room over. Or a couple rooms, depending on where you're staying.
I'm so tempted to say something, but I probably
No.
couldn't.
I already know what it is, and no.
Just no?
Yes, indeed. Anyway, let's start the dramatic music.
Oh, great. We're starting.
Let me get into that.
No, it's just the town music.
See,
Good old
music is harder because, like, when we're on the other campaign, it's like you can see epic fight music, and you know that, yeah, hey, we're entering combat here in a minute. Whereas here, it's like it could be anything.
I don't hear the music.
Maybe you should. Oh, wait, did I just minimize?
No, I can hear it.
I hear it.
Okay. Maybe if you put on your headphones, that would work. Oh, and he left. He's gone. Guard's dead, everybody.
No. Radical
get a
turtle.
salute. Okay, we've got Gar back.
Sorry, had to connect my headphones and try and fix it.
Get a good old sip of coffee there.
You just hear the slurp.
Yeah, no, I don't. Wait, is the music just... Oh, the music's really quiet.
Yeah, so I can hear all of y'all. Oh, right, I did mess with my sound settings.
Yeah,
so
I
that
had
could hear
it lowered on my
day.
side, and you lowered it on your side. That was it.
Yeah. All right. So you've just heard a loud sort of blast sound coming from George's room.
I mean, we should probably check it out.
Yeah, definitely. Hank is like startled awake.
All right.
So,
collecting yourselves, you head out to the main hall. You see Hugo looking off. Hugo, of course, being the nighttime inn watcher. This large ogre man with sort of sunken eyes, got the bags under them from sleep deprivation. A little bit startled, looking over off to his right towards George's room. Do y'all head over?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so heading over to his door. The door is locked, but you do hear some talking in there. Sounds like George's voice.
I mean, so do you recognize the other voice in the room, or is it just George's voice?
It sounds like it's just George, as it wraps up.
I just noticed I was wearing a top hat.
If anyone would like to make a perception check if you're interested in sort of eavesdropping in on this.
No.
Gladly.
No?
Liam's done enough to George. He's not gonna also like be nosy and eavesdrop on him.
That is a top hat.
Yeah.
All right, go
totally
ahead and
not
make me
gonna-
a perception check.
Hank's not
I
gonna
did.
listen in.
8.
8.
It was nearly an 18, but it's 8.
You hear about maybe 4 words worth of vocals, but you can't make them out.
What are the words?
You can't make them out.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like I couldn't distinguish the voice.
That's 5. Oh well.
I open the door.
And it's just silent in there now.
I'm just gonna open
So
up
maybe
the door.
consider knocking first and
Nope.
The door is locked.
Does he
so
hear the
tempted
door
try and
trying to be
kick
opened?
In the door.
So you just try and like turn the doorknob.
No, I'm so tempted to try and kick in the door.
Oh
But
my
also,
God.
you said one of the watch people are here, so probably not my best.
Yeah, Hugo, the innkeeper.
go. I try knocking.
All right, Liam, you go ahead and knock on the door.
I don't want to knock. Liam doesn't want to bother George. He doesn't think George will take too kindly to Liam doing anything in his vicinity at this point.
Hey,
He
babe, anyone in
suggested-
there?
Yeah, I'm in here
What was that
Just
noise, old
doing
chap?
my thing. What's that?
What was that noise, old chap?
Oh, I think I discovered a new spell.
What's
Some sort of blast of energy.
Oh.
Seems to feed off of emotion.
You alright in there?
Everything's fine in here though.
Alright.
Yeah, definitely fine.
Alrighty then. You sure?
Yeah, it's all good.
Can I roll insight?
I was about to say.
Yes.
I'm gonna roll insight
I
on
also
that too.
roll insight.
Haha!
Alright,
So what
let me pull up
16.
That's gonna be
16.
13.
I mean, he's a bard. Let's see.
Oh no.
He rolled a 13 total.
Haha.
He seems a little shaken up. A little contemplative, maybe.
You sure you don't want him to come in there and check on you?
Yeah, I'm sure. I'll be out in a bit for breakfast.
I kind of look to the rest
You
of
can
the
hear
room.
Hugo now calling over. Is your friend okay? That was a bit of a startle.
I don't know if any of us are truly okay, honestly.
I think he's fine.
Fair enough. Well, morning, folks. Can I get you started with some breakfast this morning?
If you insist. If
Yeah,
you
I think
insist,
that would
old
be
chap.
good.
Got more steamed chicken.
Do you happen to have anything else?
We do have this half of a melon.
I'll take it.
All right. For the chicken and the melon, let me double check here. Where is it? Here we go. That would be just, we'll call it 2 silver pieces for each of you.
2 silver for half a melon. Alright.
Half a melon
I
and
mean,
the chicken,
it's a
or
big
just
melon.
the melon?
Wait, what?
Hold on, did you say 2 silver for just the melon, or the melon and the chicken?
2 silver.
2 silver for each person.
Okay.
Oh, and it comes with a drink, whatever you want on the 3 taps we have.
What are the taps you have, if I may ask?
Well, we've got just standard water. We've got some cider from just basic green apple cider. And then we've got a ale that's been cooking in there for a couple years now. Like it's brewing.
I need to go grab my fate dice to determine if Gar is a drinker.
Mhm.
The ale's a little bit sour, but
Isn't
Does
Gar
the trick.
underage?
Depends.
For a turtle, I think he's fine.
Yeah, for a turtle, I'm fine.
No,
But
it's-
for
if
normal
you're
human
going by, like-
standards, for normal human standards, yes, I am.
It depends on the drinking age for fantasy world. So for Liam,
0. You would
I
all
don't
know
know.
that the drinking age in this world is whatever age you want to drink at.
Oh, so true America.
Not true America.
That is not
That is Europe,
accurate.
Actually, yeah.
or at least some
Well,
European countries.
I'm gonna figure out these headphones. in a minute.
But yeah, Pank is gonna pay the 2 silver and then just go and get some water.
Water for the Aarakocra. There you go. Here are your 2 chicken legs right here.
Thank you.
All right.
is
And
the
of course
bird
for
eating
you.
bird?
Man in the Mask. Did you want some chicken?
Yeah.
There you go. There we go.
I'll just stick with water. Probably good to go with the old standard.
Just the water. All right. And gets a stein and fills it up. There you go.
Thank you.
And you, pointing over to you, Liam. Oh. Music just changed to battle music. Hold up.
Oh God, we're fighting the guy
Hugo.
now.
Hey, you look
That would be why it
familiar.
was playing the mine theme earlier. You in the mask. What would you like to drink?
Water's fine.
Just the water? Water folk, I see. Fills it up for you.
Well, I am
There
a
you go.
turtle. Turtle.
Fair enough. All right.
I mean, to eat, Liam's gonna probably go sit in the corner of a room, like, and at a table in the corner, if at all possible, with his back to the room, so he can like eat.
Sure. Yeah, there's plenty of not desks, tables lined up against the walls, as well as 2 larger tables in the sort of center of the room. At this point, George comes out, sort of maybe a little more tidy than usual, as he just walks by, says nothing, nothing to y'all, and then gets 2 chicken legs from Hugo. And he gets a cup of cider and asks for it hot.
So George is a drinker.
Well, it's not alcoholic cider; it's just regular cider.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure.
No, it probably needs to sit for a couple years before it becomes alcoholic.
All right.
All right. So you go ahead and eat your meals. Eimer comes out as well. I get some chicken and sits with y'all as well. He also gets a probably about like a half-pound slab of smoked ham.
It's a lot of ham.
It's not the smoked boar, is it?
No, the smoked boar is still in the cart.
Is
I
that
should
stuff
probably
still
eat that
good?
at some point.
You've been munching down on the smaller of the 2 boars on the way out. I believe you took 2 of them, and then the Grunch kept the other. So, today is the journey to Nambul, says Eimer.
Oh, it's the episode title.
It does. What's that? Oh, there's the episode title. I see. It does look like rain is on the horizon, so we're going to want to head out early today, so we can get to the paved section of Route 3, West Route 3.
All right, so does that mean
Things
we'd
should
heading
be
out
smooth
soon?
sailing after that. What was that, Pink?
Oh, so that means we'd be heading out pretty soon then.
Yeah, relatively soon from now. Is there anything you want to discuss while you're at your table there?
So, the rest
I
of
assume
you guys-
Liam's at his own table.
Oh, is Liam at his own table?
Liam, they could have just come over and sat with me if they wanted to. Liam would have picked a corner table so he could eat with his mask down without being seen by literally everybody in the tavern.
Is George at his own table, or is he with us?
George is with you wherever you end up sitting.
Right.
He's just kind of standing around munching on chicken right now. Not really at a table, just standing there.
I'm going to try and sit with Liam, but try and make sure George isn't there, if possible.
So you plop yourself right next to Liam, who's sitting in the corner.
Yep.
So you've got the wall, you've got Liam, and then you've got you.
Okay.
Liam would be eating
Liam.
quickly so he could put his mask back on without being like facing the corner too long.
All right.
Are you trying to obscure your face from me at this point, or?
No, you've
Okay.
already seen it. There's no point. It's mostly just that if there's anybody else in the tavern who might recognize him, wouldn't recognize him.
Just wanted to make sure.
And for clarification, it's mostly just y'all in the tavern right now.
Yeah, but
Tavern
he's not
slash
gonna
inn. This is
risk
the
it.
Wachholder Inn. This is probably one of the more... You know, make me a wisdom check. Why not? For a bit of lore.
Everyone, or just Liam?
If you want.
Straight
Sure.
wisdom.
Just straight wisdom, yeah.
Yeah, I'm
That's
really
an
wise.
11.
11?
Well,
Yep.
12.
So this inn is far out from the sort of commercial district of Zircon here. This is probably where locals would send people to stay, rather than, you know, the more populous commercial district inns. This is kind of like the better of the two situations for people who just want to have a easy night rather than stay at a crowded place.
Hey, Liam, you noticed something seemed off about George? Is that just me?
I mean, he did just find out about his brother dying.
Yeah, that was yesterday, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I was kind of distracted with my own things going on. Kind of forgot you guys had shit going on. Yeah, I mean more this morning. He seemed off. Was that just me?
I don't know. I'm trying to keep my distance a little bit because I don't feel like I'm the
Oh,
person he
right,
wants
'cause
to
you
be
killed his
around
brother.
right
Yeah,
now.
yeah, yeah. I get you. I get it. Just so casual about the fact that you committed a murder.
Indeed, you are.
Yeah. I just
Alright.
wanted to check base with you, see if you saw anything odd. Other than the brother murder thing, of course. I'm gonna end up making you feel really guilty.
I don't know that you can make him feel much more guilty than he already feels. I don't
If I
think there's
bring it
much you
up
can add on
every
to
5 minutes.
All right. Pink, what do you want to be doing? Mayor Eimer's sitting with you and George right now. Just at the next table over.
I'm gonna talk to George. I'm gonna say, so you said you made a new spell? Or
I'm all discovered it. I think this is similar to something I've read about before, called an Eldritch Blast. It's much more powerful than I was ready to release, that's for sure.
So that's what that
Of
Big
course.
Bang sound was.
Oh, yes, something came up and was maybe a bit more peeved than I was expecting, and threw my crystal connector against the wall, and when I did, it flew, well, with the force of my hand, but also with the force of an Eldritch Blast. I'm surprised it's still holding up. Not a crack in it. These things, I guess they're very sturdily built. Yeah.
I, I mean, that's pretty interesting. I would ask how that works and stuff, but I'm not too much of the magical type myself, so I wouldn't really. I don't think I'd get it.
Can Liam hear the conversation they're having, or is he too far away?
Perception check. Because he's only the next table over, but Gar's also talking to you at this moment.
And well, I was gonna ask, can Gar hear this or?
I got
Yeah, make a perception check.
18 on the perception.
18.
12.
All right. So he's being a little quiet about this. He actually rolled a natural 20 on his stealth there. So no, you don't really hear much about him talking about this next bit. So if you want to deafen, go ahead and do that. Why not? Gar and Liam. Pink, you're good.
Yeah.
I also, I guess, related to this crystal connector, I figured out how to send messages. Yesterday, Mayor Imo's talking. You were talking about finding a sender to send to your sister in Citrine. Not Citrine. Dolam. Yes. Town senders are a little on the expensive side, but it's the best way to get messages where you need them to go. So, does that mean you figured out how to send as well? Yes. And I might have spoken to my father, who, Hank, you might have seen him in the True Sight dungeon. He's a bit different than I expected.
I assume he was the one in front of you in that whole
Yes.
ordeal.
It's quite confusing. His demeanor was very much different than anything I've experienced. I mean, he wasn't around much, but his demeanor was just very off from everything I've come to expect from him.
So you're saying
it
like
seems
he's different
Yeah.
than you remember?
Oh, he's. I need to think about it for a bit.
Yeah. Sorry, I don't mean to pry or anything.
He's always been so focused on the business, and when I spoke to him, he said he gave it up.
Oh, I mean, I
have to
don't.
think some more on it.
I don't know much about your family or anything, but yeah, and of course, I'm not trying to pry or anything. So, but.
Pringles.
Pringles.
Ah.
Empty Pringles can.
That side chatter right was reminding me of that first session we played together.
Yep. Sounds about right.
All right. So, you all finish up your meals. Anything else? Any lasting conversation you want to have with anyone before y'all go ahead and head out?
The only thing I can think that I want to say, I can't say unless I'm prompted to, which I would have been if I had heard that conversation, but I didn't, so I don't have anything to say.
I'd just like to check in with George and extra make sure he's okay, because I know a little something about not knowing like not being able to control magic, so I want to check that he's okay.
All right, you go over to George.
George, mate, come on. You're sure you're okay,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Everything's fine.
That was a very loud blast this morning, so I just want to make sure you are all right, because you woke up literally everyone.
I suppose so. Yeah. No. I expect to have everything under control. Something. I guess being in that dungeon made things
Clear.
a little more clear in my mind, I guess. And then
Well, it is kind of the whole point of
They've
True
got a
Sight,
better-
isn't it? Make
what's that?
It is kind of the whole point of True Sight, isn't it? Make things that may not be obvious actually obvious.
I suppose so.
Just wanted to check in with you, make sure you're all right.
Yeah.
Cheerio. See you later.
No.
And I walk out.
You just walk out. All right.
Yeah.
It's a bit overcast outside. Streets are starting to, for this area of town or this area of the city, the streets are starting to pick up with foot traffic, even though it is quite sparse out here. You can see people heading off, presumably to their jobs. You just wait outside, I guess.
I'll wait for everyone to finish up, yeah.
All right. So enjoying the sort of humid weather at this point. Does everyone at this point just want to finish up and head out?
Yeah, once Liam's done, he'll just hover around Mayor Eimer very awkwardly and wait for him to be done.
Hank was pretty hungry, so
All
he
right.
finishes quickly.
Finishes his chicken. All right.
Hey.
Mayor takes the slab of meat, which is half finished at this point, and takes it on the go. You all walk out, and Mayor Eimer turns to you, Gar, and says, "So, Gar,
That's me.
I wanted to ask you about a spell you used before. You used some sort of spell to assist with the digging, if I recall. Some sort of extra hand, I guess."
You know?
Oh, do you mean my hamburger helper?
Yeah, that one, right?
No, it was a bit stronger than that.
Oh, yeah, the invisible guy. Yeah, Jeffrey.
Jeffrey. Yes. Since it's going to be raining,
I have a plant
and
named Jeffrey.
since it's going to be raining on our travels today, most likely, are you able to use Jeffrey as a carriage driver?
We can certainly
The journey
try.
today is probably only going to be maybe 6.5 hours over to Nambool, depending on conditions.
We can certainly try. I don't quite know how it works. I've never really used Jeffrey that for long, extended periods of time like that, but we can give it a shot.
Very well. Well, if anything, we can just hold off, until it starts raining, and take shelter if it doesn't work. Right?
Yeah.
All right. So, you all walk over to the side of the Wachholder Inn. George waving goodbye to Hugo, who is the innkeeper, and you walk over to the side, grab your card up. Seems fairly untouched, fairly well kept, and you make your way out of Nambool. Not Nambool, Zircon, which I suppose I meant to switch to the map here, so you can see all the places you visited in your stay at Zircon here. And with that, we head out to the overworld map, which is also the mini map here. So let me go ahead and put the players back up, switch over to the Giga map. Yeah, this looks fine. We can show this. And we go to map. There we go. So, making your way out of Zircon now, we can go ahead and change the music as you make your way across the southern bridge. And out of the Eich Woods. Where is the track here? There it is. All right. So, as you cross over the bridge, you pass through an apiary, actually. You can see that you see a sign that says Claris Bees. As you are on this island here.
You said Clarence
island here.
Bees?
Bees.
Claris Bees. Bees indeed.
Not the bees.
And you make your way
Here they have good meat.
down the path here over to the Wacholder Plains, where the road, once you get across this secondary bridge, the road here is in fact paved with, let's see, this would be a more brown stone brick.
At some point, I would like to pull out Jeffrey.
Okay.
It takes 10 minutes to cast as a ritual, and he lasts
Hmm.
for an hour. But I don't think Gar knows that at this point, so
Hmm.
I'm just gonna pull out Jeffrey and use him as long as I can, and then whenever he fades, I'll bring him back.
Now, did you want to wait until it starts raining? As the clouds start to thicken, you can hear light rumbling in the distance.
Nah.
All right. You go ahead and pull Jeffrey out as Mayor Eimer switches with you. Or, gets back into the
I was
cart
gonna
here.
say, I'm not.
We can actually switch over to the road map here.
Oh god, we're gonna have combat.
Oh, hold on. What is that token down there? Oh, that's your bird.
No, I think that's the dead guy.
That is your bird.
The bird or the dead guy?
That is the bird.
Nerd.
This is Briss over on the left here. That would be a bird. The
Is it
dead
still a
guy
bat?
It's a bat right.
is right there.
It's a bat right now.
Ah, your bat. All right.
It.
You can go ahead and scooch up here, cast Jeffrey onto the driver's seat, or begin casting as Mayor Eimer still has a hand on the reins. And you keep making your way down the path. Eventually, rain does begin to start falling as you get Jeffrey out there for probably about 30 minutes into having Jeffrey out the first time. As Jeffrey just holds the reins and seemingly is able to keep the horse going down the path.
All right, Jeffrey,
As you
just
make
keep it up.
way-
You're doing a good job, mate. Don't know
All
where
right,
this
and where does
accent's
everyone
coming
want
from,
to?
Honestly,
What's that?
I was just jokingly saying I don't know where this accent's coming from, and I'm still figuring it out.
I was about to say, is this supposed to be British?
No, because the British is more like this. I
Yeah.
can't tell what this is. It's like a British slum, maybe. Or like
And
Kind of a
where does
British,
everyone want to
Australian-
sit in the cart here?
I don't know. It's something.
William's
Where does
probably
everyone
reading
want to? You're reading. Where
Uh-huh.
in the cart does everyone want to sit?
as far away from George as possible.
All right, so not right next to George. Got it.
Giving
So we'll
George
say
his
George is in the
space.
back.
I can be next
Yeah.
to George.
All right, we'll put Gar there, and then Hank right here. We'll say the bat's under your hat, as per usual.
It's
I guess
just
the bat in
dangling
the
from
hat.
the top of the hat, but like underneath.
See, what you can't see here is there's a bat right there.
Ooh. Blends in with the shadows.
Yeah.
All right. So eventually it does begin to rain about 30 minutes in. And you can hear the thunder lightly rumbling in the distance. But it's not super intense. Right now it's just a drizzle. And you keep making your way down the path. A few more hours pass. Is there anything you want to do during this journey?
If possible, I want to time how long Jeffrey is out,
All right.
just so I can get a rough idea of how long Jeffrey stays, and then before I have to recast.
Yeah. So after another 30 minutes of rain, Jeffrey starts to dissipate.
I'll recast the spell.
All right. Go ahead and mark off those slots.
Ritual again. So
Ritual.
Yeah.
Right. All right.
Hank's just gonna be looking at the wild enchanted arrow that he has that was found back in the woods.
All right. And at a certain point, Mayor Eimer, basically having finished his his slab of meat, and getting about towards lunchtime, he makes his way over to the back of the cart here and opens up the sort of inner compartment and roots around down there and pulls out what looks to be a smaller sort of sack or a sort of roll that has some skewered smoked mushrooms on them. These are sort of bumpy, like gray, stony-looking mushrooms that have been. Actually, these have been grilled, and they're just on a skewer. And he starts taking one. Does anyone here wants some of these as well? There's 5 skewers in total.
Sure.
I'll take one.
Yeah, might as
All
well.
right.
Let's keep up our
I'll have
food.
one as well. All right, one to everybody. As you get these stony brown grilled mushrooms, or not stony brown, stony gray grilled mushrooms.
If anyone doesn't want these, I'll gladly take it. You know, in case you don't like the texture.
Currently, everyone has 1.
Yeah, but you know, if someone doesn't like the flavor or something, I'll gladly take it.
Flavor is a bit earthy, but you can also sort of like taste the juiciness of the wood that this was cooked over. That sort of flavor enriched in the juices of the mushroom.
Juicy wood right there. What?
Hank likes it and continues eating.
All right.
I feel Liam would like it. I mean, I am disgusted just by hearing the description, but I am also a super picky eater, so. But Liam's good. Liam's enjoying.
Hank eats raw fish. Pink likes this.
Pink is
He's
also
fine with
good,
earthy.
so.
He's fine with earthy.
Gar has definitely eaten some poison mushrooms and berries at some point on accident, so Gar will eat just about anything.
At this point, or as you come to finish the sort of, I guess snack mushrooms here, the rain does begin to pick up a little bit, getting a little more intense. Still not quite a downpour, but definitely, obscuring your distance after a certain distance. This map is technically a forest, but you're all in a sort of plain type area. This is the Wacholder plain. You can see large and tall trees off in the distance. These are juniper trees.
You said it's
For anyone who is
right?
interested. Yeah, it is mostly plains, but there's, dots and clusters of trees throughout this plain. And another thing that's sort of interesting is there are, they look natural, not, not hand placed or anything, but large, sort of like dark gray to almost sort of black boulders that are just strewn about the landscape.
So we're gonna have to fight a earth golem or something.
Mm-hmm.
Find a great stone talus.
And once it starts getting a little more intense in the rain, Mayor Eimer turns to all of you and says, so in Nambul, we will need to charter a ship over to Citrine. This is going to be the last city we stop in before heading over into Citrine. Now, I don't know too much about the sort of port culture of Nambul. I haven't actually been myself. I've only read about it. So when we get there, we're going to need to figure out where to go for to charter a ship towards the southern end of, or the northern end of Citrine, southern end of the lake. What is it, Gar?
No, Mr. DM, Ryan has a question.
Oh.
Not Gar. Would I know? Being a more...
Would you know?
I was also going to
Yeah.
ask the same thing. Would Liam have any insight onto how to charter ships, seeing as it was kind of family business?
Liam would know about chartering ships, although he would not necessarily have gone out towards Nambul before. So he doesn't know
Yeah.
about the exact sort of area here.
What about Gar? Would he know?
I would suspect Gar has not quite been here. For context, if I go to the Giga map,
Yeah.
and I go back to, we'll go to the player view so I can make sure I don't expose too many secrets.
No, expose all the secrets. Now.
Okay, I need to turn off.
Even Gar secrets.
This would be the.
Gar doesn't have many
Backwoods.
secrets, really.
I just like making secretive characters, I guess.
Especially not after the True Sight dungeon.
I think Liam was a little
maybe this is the
busy. Did you notice
Vindicates?
anything going on with
Yes,
Gar?
okay.
I know, but still. For the non-existent viewers, any secrets I had are pretty much expunged at this point, I think.
Hank doesn't have all that
Oh,
many
and what if I
secrets that
took
he intentionally
down-
keeps. He just doesn't talk about himself.
Yeah, that's kind of where Gar is. I mean,
Okay, that's a safe view. So, to sort of establish more information about your characters here, that is the wrong window. Wait, that is the right window. Here we go. Map. So, Gar, you in your exploration have mostly gone around this side of the country. Fennec, Zircon, you've been near Zircon, but you haven't visited, and you've explored the sort of eastern half here before getting to the desert. So you've been to the Jade Marsh before in these areas, depending on how far you wanted to explore. Pink, however, you've explored this area over here, around Kaval, Luke, and Idocrace, as well as the mountain ranges here.
Okay. So yeah, in that case, I know absolutely nothing about Nambul or chartering ships.
I don't think Gar.
Presumably not, because you usually just fly over lakes.
Yeah, no, I can fly.
And I think I'm safe to move over this way as well. You'll be taking a route across Tourmaline Lake down this way. All right. So, yeah, we'll need to charter a ship, and George, actually, I have a secret job for you.
Wait,
he
we all
means,
get secret jobs or just George?
Just George. This
Yeah,
is.
it's fun. Why don't we get secret jobs?
Whoop, that's Temple. Clearing, there we go. This is for a little bit of extra security, we'll say.
So you getting paid for this?
Since we've... I mean, this is all part of the whole entire pay. I mean, George, do you want, I don't know, an extra platinum or something?
Is there extra compensation for him, is what I'm asking.
I mean, I'll take platinum if you're offering, but
Take it.
am I right?
No, take it. What?
Sure.
We gotta milk this man for as much money as we can get. If there's secret jobs, we might as well get paid extra for him. Well, Gar doesn't have a lot of money. He knows how to get extra.
You know what?
or
He's
he knows
kind of
he should
rolling
get
his eyes
extra.
at Gar saying.
Yeah, sure, that'll be fine. Yeah. And Eimer reaches into his robe, pulls out a platinum. This is for whatever expenses you need on that.
Don't spend it all in one
All
place.
right. And he just kind of leans over to George now. Or I guess leans across to George, because Eimer's in the back now. Sort of whispers something to him.
I want to try and hear.
You can certainly try.
Is that a net 20?
Perception check. Yes, it is a natural 20.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20? Yeah, no, you don't really hear much of what Eimer is muttering into George's ear.
Was worth a try. Worth a try.
So, George, as Mayor Eimer leans in to say this sort of secretive message to you, he asks you to find a cargo ward in Nambul and register your cart as a transport of crops from Boone Farm all the way to the Sterling Market of Citrine, and to register your party as supervisors for this transport. to slightly more cheaply transport all of you in a more covert way all the way to Citrain. All right. So with that, the rain actually starts to roll down a little bit. That is a paper crane. As you make your
Two of
way
them now.
towards
Maybe just
the
make
end of your
those on
journey,
the side. Is that what? Is that
this
what
would
Liam's
be-
actually doing in the car? He's like he pretends he's reading, but he's just pulling a page out of the book and starting making paper
He
cranes.
would never pull pages out of a book. Unless he had a
So,
good reason.
after
and paper.
a 6.5-hour journey, you make your way over to Nambul, a big old port city, on the actually larger end of gem cities that you've been to before. The wall here, as you're approaching, is probably about probably 20 feet high as you're riding up, and you see a tower that probably stands about maybe a good 10 feet taller than the top of the wall. And you see a guard under sort of the top covering that's sort of like a conic shape. Sort of look over at you and give a wave. Seems to yell down something towards another guard at the base of the tower that you can't quite see. And you pull up to the darker brown stone wall of Nambul. At this, you see a half-elven. Actually, this a half-elven woman who looks maybe a bit on the younger end, perhaps a teenager, in fact, or a teenager by aging, aging wise, not age exactly. That'd be roughly 30s in real or like in total years. Wearing some sort of deep, almost like a warm orange guard's uniform. Hello. Welcome to Nambul. What business do you have here? And Mayor Eimer makes his way to the front of the cart, unless any of you want to pipe up.
In
And
business.
hello. We're on our way to Citrine, making a stop here just to charter a vessel. Any other alternative business? Any goods to declare? Just some goods that are for our travels, as well as some crops we're also taking on our way. Interesting. I'll go ahead and take a look. Go ahead and pull into the gate area. I'll take an inspection real quick.
We're getting pulled over.
My guess is it's a. Everyone, go ahead and give me an intelligence check just for the fun of it.
I got +0 to that.
I think we're suspicious.
+0. Oh man.
Oh, come on now. My phone was slightly in the way, and it was gonna land on 17, but it rolled to 7.
I got a 4.
I'll count it.
14.
You know what, Liam? I will allow you to roll with advantage, being from a port town.
Okay. Let me just roll. That's slightly better, a 10.
I thought you were going
A
to say
10.
a 5.
All right, so Liam and Gar, you get the idea that this being a port town, they're probably, a little more strict about goods coming into the town here. Pank, you don't really have experience with port towns.
Thanks for
so
we're getting pulled over.
it's an inspection of some sort. And so you all pull into this sort of covered archway as the gates lifted up. And this woman goes ahead and checks your undercarriage, just pops open the tops of the crates that are in your your under area, sort of lifting up the side panels to access the crates a little better. All right, looks like it's all crops. Sort of reading through every box here. All right, just with her fist, bangs the, or I guess the gauntlet as well on her fist, sort of bangs the boxes back closed. Well, welcome to Nambool. Enjoy your stay.
Thank you.
And happy sales.
Happy sales to you too, I guess. Is that a phrase here? Am I gonna have to say happy sales to everyone now?
All right.
Also, I didn't sell anything.
So
It wasn't a happy sale.
sale.
I know.
S-A-I-L.
I know, but it's funny to think that Car doesn't
Disney.
realize the difference immediately.
So making your way over into Nambool here, you can see that the entrance here is just sort of lined with all sorts of shops. You've got sort of like different material shops. A place that has lumber, especially closer to this end of the town gate. And then there's also just a handful of other shops that do clothing of sorts, as well as you see a shop that works with lenses as well. Just a variety.
Need to get my prescription
As
updated.
you, what's that?
I was jokingly saying I need to get my prescription updated
Ah,
because I wear glasses constantly.
Like lenses for glasses specifically?
Yeah, like what kinds of lenses?
seemingly they have a couple monocles, but they also have spy glasses as well.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like a glasses store, which is what I was.
And just an optometrist.
Basically, what I thought it was. I was like, good. I can get these things fixed.
Are they prescription
That's
sunglasses?
crap.
I mean, they might be able to do that for you. It's entirely possible. And of course, there's also all sorts of different food shops.
They can upgrade your sunglasses so that they give you dark vision.
Unfortunately, I think that's a bit more expensive.
Yeah, it cost me 200 gold to get the
Yeah.
the goggles of dark vision, whatever they're called. Was it 200 or was it 100?
I think it was 200.
I think it was
Good
200.
question.
I think it was 200. It was expensive.
Yeah. 100.
After just a couple minutes riding towards the center of town here, or riding into the town, we'll say, you get to a larger sort of roughly a rounded square, market square in the sort of area around here, with just shops sort of lined up around a square, with a fountain in the center.
A felon?
And there is a fountain.
Oh, okay. I heard a felon. I was like, why do they just have a criminal there?
Criminals
And-
right beside you.
At this fountain, there is an older man with a beard who's shouting, "Fortunes, identifications, anything your heart desires, I can look into it and see what's there."
Oh god, it's one of these people again.
All back to the salmon festival.
Yeah, no kidding. I'm almost curious to see. if
Interestingly
they'll do
enough,
the
this
same
man does
thing.
not have half his face pierced.
Hey, yeah.
I'm almost curious to see if
It
they say
happens.
the same thing as the last person did.
Maybe this person is very legit or something.
You saying the last one wasn't?
I don't know. I didn't have mine taken.
Oh, last one seemed pretty legit.
I mean, Pink, if you want to go talk to him, ask him if he can find us a place to stay. Any good inns around.
Ask him how much for a fortune. Oh no.
Hank is like bad at talking to people. Okay.
Pink just got chosen to go ask him. He's probably the least
Got
charismatic person.
told.
Yeah, a -2 to charisma. But he'll shrug his shoulders and be like, "Whatever." And I'm gonna go up and say, "Hey, how much for a fortune?"
Ah, for a fortune. Just 1 silver piece.
Reasonably
Okay.
priced.
I can peer into your past, I can peer into your future. What is it you desire?
Place to stay for the night.
I'll go along with this and then I'll ask him for a place to stay. I don't know. I guess let's take a look into my past,
A look into your past.
and I'll hand him the silver.
Anything in particular, or just perhaps adventures as you're seemingly coming into town with a load of goods?
Nothing in particular. I guess just past adventures. I guess.
All right. And he flips the coin up probably about 7 feet into the air.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah.
And as the coin falls into his hand, he opens up his hand to look at the orientation, sort of the what face of the coin is pointing up, and also which orientation it's at. All right. I can see a great mountain. So you must come from the Schloss Forest. This does look like the mountain range from there. I forget the name of it exactly. Very interesting. Part of the Windig Peaks, I do believe. Oh, and then of course there is a... Oh! I haven't seen this before.
That's always what you want to hear.
That is a big waterfall. Interesting. In the forest. Interesting. Tell me, where have you seen this waterfall? I'd like to visit it myself someday. They're very interesting places.
Out of character, real quick. What was the name of the place that I went to again?
Cascade Falls.
Cascade Falls. Right. Thank you. I had it written down, but I'm trying to find it in my notes. Here it is. Okay. Yeah. Pink is just gonna kind of like sit there dumbfounded for a second, like, yeah, this is legitimate, and then he'll say out loud, kind of like it was to the south, Cascade Forest.
South of Cascade Forest. Very interesting. Well, that inspires me for many stories about a endless waterfall in the forest.
It was quite impressive.
Well, thank you for the vision. And he pockets the coin.
Didn't you ask about your future?
No, I asked about the past. Pink specifically asked about his past just to make sure this guy was legit, just to see like. And when he said that, he's like, "Okay, yeah, this guy is."
Liam won't be asking about his past because he could get arrested if he did.
There is a mother.
Yeah.
With food.
Yep, both accurate.
I have to get my own food.
Nice. So what do we got there?
We have
Food.
Ooh, takeout. Nice.
I want Chinese food. My sister made sesame chicken last night when I worked, so I didn't get any.
All right. Well, anything else you would like to see? Anything for me to divinify, perhaps?
He just forgets to ask about the inn and just goes back to the group.
Yeah, I'll buy. I'll give you another silver. Let's see my future.
Oh, your future.
Yeah.
Interesting. These are a little harder to see, depending on the ways of the wind, but flicks it up and then grabs it, and this time he puts it on the back of his hand instead of just looking at how he caught it in his palm. Oh, interesting. Oh. Interesting. Okay. I see. You good, Liam?
I see death in your future.
It's like just like you want to hear when you're getting your future told. It's
Interesting.
interesting.
Oh, that's not good.
Ooh, lots of pain and suffering.
Pain, suffering, death, betrayal. My God, your life will suck. Anyway, that'll be 1 silver piece.
Interesting. Your future all attracts to a singular point. Very curious. Tell me, as I suppose you're an adventurer based off of this. You don't have any sort of quarrels with any gods or anything, do you?
Jesus, Pink, what did you do?
Good question.
Any sacrilege in your past? Any or maybe not even gods, just powerful wizards, mages of some sort.
And Peg is like just sitting there, kind of like very obviously bewildered at hearing gods or powerful wizards being provoked, and he's just gonna say,
I kind of wish we were over by you right now.
not that I know of."
Well, you've certainly got an interesting future ahead of you. Interesting. He pockets the coin. I would be wary of any dark pillars falling from the sky. Your future holds a very interesting. Let's see. He reaches into one of the crates actually and pulls out a bag of seemingly marbles, and pulls one out. Okay. So when I looked at your future, all paths converged to a single point where a dark pillar, maybe about maybe a foot in diameter, fell from the sky, and there was nothing after that. Not that I expect this to be your end, but your future becomes very uncertain after that point. It's all just very chaotic.
Can I ask
This
you?
almost reminds me of a weapon, or a sort of dragon slaying cannon, although very much stronger in nature. From the Age of Arbiters, one of the there were long-range cannons used to take down arbiters. It reminds me of that, but it's different in a sense. I would be wary of making enemies with anyone with big historical ties, I'd guess. Or perhaps it's someone who stole a weapon. I'm not sure.
Can I ask you real quick, just I guess to summarize it all in one word, good or bad, do you think, based off your previous experiences? Or just
based off of what I've
can't tell.
divinified before. This is very interesting. Of the chaos I saw afterwards,
That's not a good sign.
depending on the choices you make, this could either be something very good or something very bad. It's going to take a lot of, perhaps, willpower to spin your future. Either way, it didn't seem to be the salt streets of Nambul, so at the very least, it's far off future.
2 days later, Pink is dead.
Peg is just got all this entire experience has just been bewildering to him, to the point where he's just gonna kind of like nod and try to brush it off, but is still very clearly like not confused, not slightly put off, and he's just like nodding and saying, all right, all right, yeah, thank you.
Very well, and take care of yourself. Take care to make good decisions.
Yeah, I will certainly keep that in mind. And completely bewildered and forgetting the reason why I walked over to him, I'm gonna walk back to the party.
I was gonna say, I really hope you just forget to ask, because I want to now go over there.
Yeah, no.
So,
he forgot
did
to
you
ask.
find yourself an inn?
Yeah, how'd it go?
Wait, was he saying? Oh, wait,
That was Mayor Eimer.
Mayor Hammer, yeah. I'm gonna look at him for a second, and then like a sudden realization will hit me, like, oh shoot, I forgot to ask. I got caught up in a hole.
All right. Was the fortune teller legit then?
From the looks of it, yeah.
Well, I guess I'll go ask about the inn then. Liam, would you like to join me?
Yeah, kind of curious to see.
All right.
I think it's just gonna be looking down, very contemplative. I think that's how you say it. Contemplative.
with
Well,
us?
how is that pronounced?
Is George still with us? Or did he book it?
Uh,
Is he bound?
yes, Gar, I'm still sitting here.
Well, I wasn't. I was asking the DM if he had gone on his secret mission yet or not.
No, I'm just sitting here.
You want to join us, fortune teller too? Could be fun.
I think I'll pass. I think
Alright.
I've got all I need for now.
Suit yourself.
Actually, George, do you want to head off on your way for the thing I talked to you about before? Sure. Actually, where would I meet back up with you? Oh, right, the inn. Yeah, we can wait until after the inn then. Just by the end of the day. At this point, by the way, it's probably about 2 or 3 in the afternoon.
Okay.
Still a bit rainy, also. The oracle here, fortune teller around the fountain, is just standing in the rain. It's lighter now, sort of like a drizzle, more than a downpour. Rain will probably clear up in maybe an hour or so. So Gar, you get out.
Hello. Howdy. How are you? Good day, mate.
I'm doing
Liam's
good.
going with him.
Would you like a fortune? Or perhaps something identified? I can look into
I'd like
your
some
past, your
information
future,
first, if you don't mind,
anything
before we
in the
forget.
present.
No,
Sure.
I have a question. Our compatriot came by a minute or two ago, and he meant to ask you a question, and then he forgot. For some
Yeah,
reason.
that guy over there, yes.
Yeah, the Birdman. Yeah, that's him.
I believe his name starts with a P.
Yeah. All right.
Do I hear this?
You're close enough, yeah.
I'm gonna look up first. Just
don't
very
think you
briefly glance up
introduced
at him and then
yourself.
look back down.
Because did Pink ever even introduce himself?
No.
No.
Yeah. Him. Well, he meant to ask you. Do you know of a good inn nearby? We're new in town, obviously. We're trying to find a good inn to stay in for the night. Also, do you know how we can rent a ship or something? Just get all the questions out of here now before we get our fortunes read.
2 questions. Well, to drop sort of the illusion here, I can, or I guess to play along with the illusion, I can point you to the, divinify the information that over there, he points to an alleyway, or not, one of the larger sort of pathways, the one to the east, and then a bit to the left, pointing roughly towards one of the larger walkways. Off that way, just a couple blocks down, is, if I check my map, oh, actually, no, it'd be to the right. That would be the place where you can find the Bronstone Roost.
I'm gonna roll insight real quick, just.
The Brownstone Roost.
I just want to roll insight on this man, just in case.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
15.
16? Is that what you said?
16, yeah.
All right. What are you trying to insight?
If he's being honest, I don't know. I'm just trying to make sure that, like,
General
he's-
vibes.
I just.
Yeah, I mean,
I was
it doesn't seem like he's using any sort of
Right.
divination magic. He's just pointing you to the local inn.
Yeah, no, I know. The fact that he knew Penk's first, like the first letter of Penk's name, when I don't think any of us heard him introduce himself, kind of put me off. Like, okay, be wary of this man. So that's why I was asking. I get weird vibes from him, and not just because he's acting weird, but because he knows things he shouldn't.
I mean, hopefully he does. We're gonna pay him to read our fortune, which he shouldn't know.
As far as chartering ships go, you asked for. So there's 3 places you can go to charter ships. I would recommend for a coin I can sort of divinify your future and see where you're going, or you can just tell me. It's up to you.
Where are we going again?
Citrine.
There.
So for Citrine, you'd go
where we're going.
Down the South Commerce Road towards the map. Hold on, where is it? Towards the South Ferryard. You want to look for a place called Cedric's Boathouse. He's the one who's going to be chartering the basically the passenger ships and this time of year. Yes. Basically, once you get to the South Ferryard, it's going to be on your right, and it's going to be a big old brown ship that's been repurposed on land as a shop front.
All right, interesting. Thank you. Now, final question before we get to the whole divination thing: is there any good whale watching tours nearby? I'm just curious.
Whale watching?
Yeah.
Not in the lake. The
Fair enough.
nearest whale watching place would probably be south, a couple weeks south in Pearl.
Well, figured I'd ask.
Farewell.
I was just in Boston, so where we did whale watching. So I was like, water. I just want to ask.
I am just very
Seemingly,
confused.
he reaches out a hand for a sort of tip for the information if you want to give him anything.
I'm so tempted to call for Eimer. You said.
Oh, and of
it?
course we're in Nambool. I should switch the music over to Nambool.
Morgan, did you say
There we
do
go.
it?
Yeah, I said do it. Call Heimer. It's funny.
Eimer, he's charging for the information. Can you pay?
Or just a tip. That's all I'm reaching out for.
I'm a little light on change at the moment. Sorry. He's paying us, so he can pay you.
It's fine. That's information you would get from any person on the street, I'm sure.
Now I feel bad. Well, about the whole divination thing, Liam, do you want to go first or should I?
I don't care.
I pull out a silver piece and flip it. And I'm half hoping he catches it in the air and starts reading one of our fortunes.
So you're just flipping it in the air, not intending to catch it again?
No,
He's doing a coin flip to decide who goes first.
yeah, I the player want the other guy to catch it, but Gar is just doing it to see who goes first.
I mean, he holds out his hand underneath of where your hand is. If you're catching it, you'll probably catch it first. Do you catch it?
Let's roll a fate dice to see if I'm dexterous enough.
You could just roll
Reroll.
dexterity.
Negative. So I don't catch it.
All right.
Well, I guess I'm going first then.
All right. This time he instead of flipping it with his thumb like that, he goes ahead and does a sort of roll like that, where it spins in the air that way. And then he catches it. All right. Future or past? Or do you want something identified in the present? I can identify items, of course.
Well, let's. You know what? I'll give him a second silver piece. Let's just go for past and future. Aye.
Interesting. All right. I'll hold on to that for a second. So for your past, very interesting. Okay.
And I'm going to roll insight on him once he finishes. Like I'm watching to make sure.
What specifically on your past are you looking for? Or just general? For him, I looked into the places he's visited before. They're good for, stories to tell around the streets. Or are you looking for maybe a more personal connection?
Are you able to divine people?
Possibly.
There's a person.
Depends how well you've known them.
I know them pretty well. There's a person in my past I'd like to learn a bit about if it's possible.
Sure. Just anybody? Or do you have someone in mind? I mean, I can certainly root through all the faces that I can see, but any specifics?
Dar, do you want me to step back for you so you can have some privacy? I don't want to intrude if you're doing something private.
I mean, it's up to you. I already know your secret.
Yeah, but it's your secret to keep if you want to keep it.
At this point, he puts his hand down.
Yeah, if you don't mind, I'd like this to be a bit secretive.
All right. Liam, step back.
Step back.
Do you want them to mute?
That's up to you guys if you want to mute.
Hank wouldn't be paying attention anyway.
All right. Or I guess Devin.
Yeah, Devin.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do it.
All right. So, looking for someone in your past.
Yeah.
Who do you wish to see? I can give you a general description. Or
if possible, I'd like to see the current state of someone from my past. If that's
current state of someone. All right. So you're looking for the present. Interesting.
Kind of, yeah. Sorry. I've never really done this kind of thing before. I just keep adjusting my hat uncomfortably. I'd like to know about my brother.
Brother. So I would suspect another turtle around your age. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Right. He does the same rolling flip or toss again. Catches it. And this time he catches it between two fingers. And turns it to his side to check the sort of maybe what sort of level it's at. On his fingers. All right. I'm seeing a stony keep of sorts. Seems to be running some sort of business out of it. Seems to be doing well off.
What kind of business?
What kind of business? Interesting. Seems to be a variety of just general goods. Some weapons, some foods. It's just like a variety.
All right. Thank you.
There you go.
Now, about the future. If you know.
Right. Anything specific?
Yeah, actually, I do have a specific question, if you don't mind. Does my future include him?
Now, one thing about the future, as he catches it and flips it back onto his other hand, is that it can change depending on what you do. So I can look for a future where you do meet him. Oh, very interesting. Huh. It seems you meet him at that sort of stony heap, and there are a lot of richer people seemingly staying there as well. You seem to be talking to him at the gate of the keep, behind the sort of adornment of the doors. You're on the outside, he's on the inside, of course. You seem to be having some sort of argument.
Right.
Seems to be a cloudy sky that day.
How far into the future does it seem like this is?
Far into the future. Time estimates are a little iffy, but I'd say perhaps a year? Maybe sooner, maybe later? Probably within the next 2 years, I would surmise. Again, depending on what actions you take to get there, the time could be drastically off.
Right. Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
I give him a gold piece.
Oh, well, thank you kindly.
Yeah. In theory, this
Anything you would like for that gold piece, of course. I can identify something if you would like.
No, it's a tip for the information for your divination and also trying to cover my friend here.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Gar, I believe is the name I was reading.
Yeah, and I don't believe I got your name.
The name's Otman.
Otman. All right.
Oh, wait, Otmar.
Otmar. All right. Nice, nice to meet you, Otmar. And
You as well.
I as I said, I wanted to roll insight on him at some point.
Sure. What did you want to insight?
Well, I wanted to insight both what he told me about my the first one, and basically I wanted to roll an insight on the first one and the second one. The first one was a nat 1.
Okay.
So
you get nothing.
Second one was a 13.
13. Again, this man seems sort of honest. He may be filling in some details, but compared to the oracle at the salmon festival, he seems much more sort of genuine.
Pleasure doing business with you, Otmar. And I walk over towards Liam.
All right.
Is that hand waving? There we go.
Indeed. I see mac and cheese, I think.
Morgan's still muted. Okay, there we go.
Is that mac and cheese? Crushed up Doritos.
Well, your turn.
Thumbs up or thumbs down? Does Liam want to get a reading? Okay.
Do you want me to be nearby? Or do you want us to deafen for it?
He's not going to be looking into his past. Maybe.
Also, Morgan, you didn't hear it, but I covered your expenses.
Okay.
If that was your intention, that was not something you got across.
Yeah, I did tell him that I was covering my friend here.
Oh, the coinage actually has to come from their own coffers. That's how I read sort of the essence of
Well,
their
take it
fortune.
as a tip then.
Thank you kindly, Mr. Guy. So, you there, the mysterious fellow with the mask. You're sure to be full of secrets.
Yeah, you could say that. I mean, I think I'm probably gonna want my future read, but I was also wondering if you could. I guess technically he's a guy from my past, but I'm hoping to know if I could know how he's doing now.
He can do that.
That
Huh.
makes
He can do that.
okay. Um, I guess could you see if my brother is how my brother's doing?
All right.
I'll hand over the
So that would
silver.
be a silver piece, and you want just present day, I suppose.
Yeah, present day. I just want to make sure he's okay.
Present day. All right. Flips the coin, catches it, and again catches it between two fingers. Holds it up this way now. Are you perchance an identical twin or triplet or something?
Twin. Yeah.
Interesting. I'm seeing a lot of you, that's for sure. Much shorter hair though.
Yeah, that would be him.
He seems well off. He's currently writing something in some sort of ledger, as far as I can tell.
He's alive though, right?
As far as I can tell, he's in good health.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Looks to be in a very lavish household. I suppose you come from wealth.
Yeah, he must have gone home. Okay, that's good to know.
Very well.
Then
Well, it's
right.
over.
Yeah, I want to hand over another silver and be like, I guess future? No?
Any specifics?
No.
All right. Flips the coin. Catches it. Well, I suppose I can look into your future as an adventurer. Any sort of places you'll visit in the future, and oh, I suppose you're adventuring with the Aarakocra there as well. Having a very similar vision to his. You wouldn't happen to have any sort of ties to anyone with large weaponry? I'm seeing a large black pylon falling out of the sky, same as with him. This large pillar almost.
Same question, would I?
I
mean, my
perchance
hearing
you
passed.
can't think of anyone's. You can't think of any weapon that matches that specifically. Any adventures after that become rather chaotic. Things sort of shake up after that point. Effectively, all I'm seeing here is you're in some sort of town, dirt roads, and you're seeing a black pillar fall out of the sky. I would potentially be wary of this, but again, with your friend over there, I'm not entirely sure if it's something dangerous. It does sort of remind me of stories I've heard of weapons from the Age of Arbiters used to strike them down from the sky, but To be honest, this doesn't exactly match those descriptions either. But suffice to say, your future is much more diverse than anyone other than your friend there that I've read. It could go a number of ways. I'd just perhaps be careful.
Okay, thank you.
I don't mean to interrupt, but Liam, if you don't mind, I actually just realized I have more questions. Unless once you're done.
Yeah,
of
do you
course.
want me? I don't think I have anything else.
You're fine.
So
if
yeah, if you
for these ones.
okay.
I think I've got one more reading in me if you want to decide who's next.
Yeah, I had 2 more questions. So I'm gonna tell this to the players because I need genuine help. I want to
Okay.
ask about the sword, and potentially either the past of this. I want to ask about either the past of my sword, or my own future. Which one do you guys think I should go for?
Maybe the pass of the sword will dictate something about your future.
I know that's the problem. Well, because my major thing is he mentioned twice now the arbiter weapons,
Yeah.
and he also mentioned pissing off a god,
Yeah.
which I don't want to say too much, but I might have done both.
Oh.
I don't know. I genuinely don't know, but I was worried he was
Well,
referencing me.
See, if Gar probably was standing right there when Liam got his fortune. If he heard that, would he be intrigued and ask about it?
Why do you think I have 2 questions right now?
I mean, I guess that's up to what Gar's more interested in, whether it's because of him or
Specifically,
whether it's
the pillar he spoke of, he said it was a black pillar, probably about a foot in diameter, and he couldn't tell whether it was necessarily a magical attack or physical.
It's actually just a meteorite. I don't know which one to ask. Okay. I can't decide.
I think
You've got fate dice for that.
I know.
I think I would go for the pass of the sword.
I'm kind of thinking the past might be more useful. But my fear
especially
is that
considering.
I now
Well,
can
2
use
people in the.
identify is the thing.
Oh yeah. I mean,
In a way.
considering 2 people in the party have the same future, it's a pretty I mean, not proof, but it's you could deduce that it's probably going to be something that happens to the party as a whole.
But since Gar
Yeah.
may or may not have pissed off
Unless
some
Yeah,
sort of
I
god,
know.
maybe
Liam
his is
Like,
different.
I could ask about my past, maybe, see if I'm the one that pissed off the god. Or I could ask about the sword, which could lead to I pissed off a.
What do you want to
Oh
decide?
yes,
Maybe you pissed off the
Gar has no
god
secrets.
with the sword.
But I may have pissed off a god.
Okay, I didn't think about that one because I genuinely forgot that you guys don't know about any of that because I've been very open about the sword being what gives me magic and stuff. Okay. Gotta get back into character now. Well, yeah, I actually have one more question if you don't mind.
All right.
Are you able to do items, the past of items?
Yes, of course.
Well, no, like the past of items specifically.
I can give it a go.
I pull the sword out of the sheath.
Covert
The
sheath.
covert sheath, yeah.
Oh. Well, isn't that a fancy one?
Yeah.
All right. I'll say it's 1 gold. That's my typical identification price. We can, if you want, that can be the 1 gold you handed over before, but
Yeah, if that works, yeah.
I'm no stranger to taking an extra one.
Dealer's choice, I guess. sorry.
Well, if
Genuinely,
it's my choice, by all means, I'll take an extra gold.
alright. I'm genuinely thrown right now. Even like, Gar is not doing as hot as he was 15 minutes ago.
Gar is in a certain way right now.
Now you
Gar
know
is
how
bad
feeling
Xander
way.
felt
things.
after the cake showed up.
Gar is
Alright.
feeling things that he didn't expect.
Are you handing over the gold?
I hand over the gold.
All right. And you hand over the sword as well, or are you just sort of like
Yeah, I'll hand over the sword.
hold?
And really hope he doesn't
All
run
right.
off.
If he does, the entire
So he
party's
balances
here,
the
so.
sword on one hand, and with the other hand, he goes ahead and just strikes the edge of the coin against it, and holds the coin up, and just lays it on top of the edge of the sword, and sees how it sort of rattles around, with the sort of resonance of the blade. Oh, hello.
Hi.
He's
Howdy. How you
looking
doing?
to your. So Gar is right-handed, so he would have pulled the blade out with that. He's looking over to your right, just to a space to your right.
Mhm.
Is she normally there? Is
Who?
There's a woman here, sort of looks like she's sleepwalking a bit, but she's got her hand on the sort of handle of the sword.
I look to Liam and quietly whisper, I think I broke him.
He actually drops his hand, and you can see the sword keeps floating there.
I think I broke reality.
What is
I don't think you did anything.
That
Well, it's certainly a magical weapon in
hasn't happened
origin.
before.
And he just like puts his hand back under the blade to keep it balanced.
Alright.
What exactly does this sword do? May I ask?
Well, it's turned into a spear once when I threw it. It
It
allows
is
me,
made out of a curious material.
it allows me to do magic in general.
Okay.
And also it sometimes is like wreathed in shadows for some reason.
Wraith and shadows.
Yeah.
I'm not too familiar with a shadowy spell. Would you mind? He hands the sword back to you.
I double check,
so-
like, is it still floating?
With one hand, he's still holding the blade with the coin on it, or like holding the coin to the blade. He's just handing you the hilt now.
I very hesitantly grab it.
And just keep the coin on the blade there when you. I would like to see you cast a spell.
What spell?
Nothing dangerous, just maybe a cantrip of some sort, or.
Okay, I haven't used this cantrip before, but I really want to. I'm going to like. All right, give me a second. I haven't done this before, but I really want to try it. I'm gonna take a few steps back away from everyone, and I want to do sword burst.
Sword burst.
What does that do?
In a 5-foot cone around me, essentially. So like, from me, everyone within 5 feet of me has to make a dex save. But if I do this right,
Okay.
no one's within range.
Yeah.
So just
So you just like
blades
turn to the
shoot
side or
out-
something.
So blades just kind of shoot out of me, essentially. I think. Yeah.
Very interesting. Okay.
I create. an inventory-
Okay. So you walk over. He follows you, by the way.
I'd recommend like taking a step back. I don't want to hurt you.
He's. Well, I would recommend not doing something dangerous.
That's no fun.
You're also in the middle of a market square. There are indeed people in this square as well, including some guards standing under awnings.
All right, fine. I do dancing lights.
So as you hold the coin to the blade and you start swinging your sword around for dancing lights, doing your sort of little dance to cast it, of course.
While still trying to
Little,
balance the
make a
coin.
performance check, because why not?
All right. I'm while still trying to balance a coin.
Well, we're just holding it to there.
21.
21. So with full dexterity, you do your spell casting. Very interesting. And of course the lights start to permeate the area. Is there a particular color you want to create, or because you're out here in the rain, I don't know if you want anything thematic.
I'm gonna go with like a deep red.
A deep red.
Maybe
All right.
potentially like make it so that like the water droplets that go by it look like they momentarily turn to blood. Just because it's fun. I can't do
Curious.
I can't do sword burst, but I can still make things creepy or dangerous looking.
Very interesting. I've never seen something like this before.
Neither have I. That's why I'm asking you.
To me, and this is just my opinion there, the woman that I pointed out, who looks like she's sleepwalking, she has armor on, just a very silvery armor.
She's still here?
But yeah, she's still there. As long as you hold that coin there, I'm gonna guess that I can still see her. It looks like she's actually the one casting the spell.
I really
Just
want
in
to
a
like. I really want to let go of the
slumbering
sword and
state.
see if it floats again. But I'm not going to. Yet.
Will
I'm
you?
not going
Okay.
to yet. Just
I know that Gar is a wizard, but he's giving me very strong warlock vibes that he has for several sessions now.
if I turned out to be a warlock somehow, I wouldn't be opposed.
If anything, it feels to me like almost similar to an instructor teaching a student. Although, a sleeping instructor.
And I can't see it. These are terrible lessons. I can't see the point of it.
I mean, you are learning, so it can't be that bad.
I'm learning from someone I can't see. Well, I guess. Thank you. Anything else that you would like to tell me?
I suspect you've got yourself a guardian angel of sorts. That's my intuition.
Radical.
Very curious though.
As soon as you said that, I was just looking at you thinking he looks very distinguished, and then you go radical and just completely shattered that.
Radical, man.
You're just
So
like,
this woman doesn't seem like anyone in your past then.
It said a woman in armor. It does bring back a bit of a memory of something. When I first found this thing, I felt kind of cold to it, and when I touched it, it gave me some kind of weird vision.
Okay.
And she was in there. I think based on the description, lady in armor. She was fighting a lot of people, and then she looked at me and said, "Oh, it chose you." And then I was snapped back to reality. Whoops! There goes gravity.
Gravity.
It's a song lyric, I think.
George from the cart pipes up and says, "Ah, yes, I've heard that one. It's a good one. It's a classic." I wouldn't know.
And
Well, if you said she was in a battle, that would explain. I wasn't going to mention it, but why she's missing a large chunk out of her shoulder.
Oh, that does seem like a key detail that should have been mentioned.
It's a little off-putting. So I wasn't going to say anything, but
well, I have a one-armed instructor,
very well.
I guess, that I can't see.
Actually, I'm gonna correct myself there. She's missing a whole arm.
They're just like nothing
Yeah.
here.
Correct.
Okay. Well then. Huh.
It's a little
Well then.
raw.
Is there anything else I should tell you? Or anything else you should tell me? Because you've been like the most helpful person I've found for this at this point.
Honestly, I'm out of divinations for today, but I would say if you feel the influence of your sword, maybe it's her trying to teach you something. Any sort of, I guess, guidance of your hand.
Got it. I'll be keeping an. I was gonna say an eye out, but I guess a feel out for the sword whenever it wants me to do things. Is she still here?
Yeah, she's still holding the hilt.
I let go of the hilt to see what happens.
Are you also holding the coin?
I thought the coin was
Off?
on the blade.
Yeah, you have to use a hand to hold the coin to the blade.
Okay, I thought you meant like it was levitating. Because you said earlier
Mm.
it levitated for a moment.
He had it balancing sort of sideways, and the coin was on top.
Okay. Alright, then never mind. Okay. Well then. Anybody got any duct tape to keep this, like, coin on here?
Well, it's duct tape.
Tape for ducks, obviously.
What do ducks
I would have figured
need
it's tape of ducks.
I don't know, honestly. I've always questioned that, but my parents always told me if something's broken, use duct tape or flex tape.
Flex tape.
I don't
Sounds
know.
like something you'd find in a gym.
My parents were eccentric. Clearly didn't rub off.
Out of character, didn't his parents die long before, like, Gar even got to know them?
No, if I'm allowed to do this, Mr.
Yeah.
DM. Basically for turtles, their parents for the last year or two of their life will impart all the wisdom they can within that span of time. Basically, like within the first few weeks, turtles are able to start like remembering things and walking. We have basically an accelerated growth. So, I was learning things from like the first few weeks. Because short lifespan, we got to adapt to that.
All right. Well, that's the end of my divination. I'll take the coin now.
By all means.
Thank you kindly, and I guess with the whole lot of you, make good decisions.
No shit. And I put the sword away and walk off towards the inn.
Just through the rain, not going back into the cart?
Nope, I'm just walking towards the inn. I don't
Liam
think
will
I
go back
told
to
you
the
guys
cart.
where the inn is.
Liam was there, so he'll go back to the cart and tell everybody where the inn is.
It would be funny if we didn't.
All of you except for Eimer and George are pretty soaked at this point.
I'm a turtle. I'm used to being waterlogged.
I'm a bird. I don't like being in the rain.
And some of you, George and Eimer, are just a little bit wet from whatever water soaked through the canvas of the cart. Well then, did we find a place to go then, Liam?
Yeah, it's a couple blocks this way. We could just follow Gar and he just kind of left.
And his servant is gone. All right, I'll take the reins then. Stepping out into the rain. And you're off. The older elvish man waves over to you as you leave. And
I
you
went
make your way
back.
over towards.
So at this point, Liam's just walking on the outside of the cart instead of trying to get back in and getting everything on the
Okay.
inside wet.
You make your way over to the Brownstone Roost. It is a fairly large stone brick establishment. This is going to be this would be chert stone, so a bit of a muted dark brown with black tile roofs, and it's just sort of built square into the rest of the buildings going off around this block. Making your way in, the floor is how do you want to go about going into this place? You make your way to the outside. You just head in straight.
Yeah, I mean, do they have a
Yeah.
front door?
Yeah. All right. Well, I didn't know if you wanted to do anything with the cart beforehand.
I mean, that's up to Eimer. If he asks me to do something, I'll do something, but otherwise I'm not going to know what to do.
All right. I'll George piping up here. I'll stay with the cart while you arrange things inside. Very well. Thank you, George. And all of you except for George, go ahead and head in. George stays with the cart. Inside, we will take a break because it's about 8 o'clock. So, having just gotten your whole party into Nambul and gotten some interesting fortunes, revealing things about your past, your present, and your future, and perhaps something regarding your sword, Gar, and the nature of your magic. As you make your way over to the Brownstone Roost. If I can pull up the map. There we go. Being just over here on the other side of the sort of commercial square there, that town square. Walking in, let's see. You see a dwarvish man, probably in his 40s, age-wise, standing behind the counter. As you walk in, the floor here is probably a darker cobblestone of basalt. And the man goes ahead and turns into you and says, welcome to the Brownstone Inn. Or the Brownstone Roost. My bad. Thinking a different branch. What can I do for you? Sopping wet folks. 1 second, actually. And he does some sort of spell off towards you, and you feel everything become a little bit lighter as all of the water begins to seep out of your clothing or feathers or otherwise, and just fall to the floor. Try not to get the whole place wet while you're at it. While you're staying here. What can I do you for now?
Is Eimer with us?
Yes, he is. We need a room for the night. A couple of rooms, actually. So we've got 1, 2, 3. We've got 5 of us here total. We can, of course, set you up with some bunked rooms. Probably 2 rooms total for the lot of you. Or if you're being a little extra fanciful, we can set you up with individual rooms. Although that would run you a slightly higher price. Do you have any preferences? I'm personally leaning towards just bunking, because, I mean, I don't have any secrets to keep when I sleep.
I'm fine to bunk.
You're fine to bunk?
I'd like a solo room if it's all right with you.
A separate room for the turtle? Okay. Well then, well, if it's 4 of you, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You said 5?
5.
There's one in the cart outside holding things. Of course, I can send over to my assistant to go park that in the back for you as well. All right then. So for the Missed. Darn. I'll get him one of these days. For the bunked room, we can have 4 to a room, so it would accommodate 4 of you, and I guess the total there can take his own room. So for the bunked room in Conglomerate, that would be running you probably 3 silver pieces for 5 of you. 5 silver pieces for the whole room. For a 4 bunk room, and then for the individual room, that would run you 3 silver pieces.
Is I'm recovering these, or
Actually, my bad. That would be the wrong cost table. So it would run you 5 silver pieces for the bunked room, 8 silver pieces for the individual room. And I suppose I can cover the costs, yes. Pulls out some change, hands it over to the innkeeper. All right, well, is there... Did I get him? Darn. Is there anything else I can help you with? Over there we've got the tavern area, and actually, now that you're in here, you can actually looking over at the tavern area. There's a group of bards playing. Group of 4 bards, all gnomes.
oh, they have a
Well
they
then,
have a fish.
there is no fish in this inn, actually.
Oh, dang! No popping fish.
Is there an
No
equivalent?
puffing fish?
Yeah, do the huh for the music.
Unfortunately not.
Oh, dang!
Although there is a big net on the wall.
We can go catch ourselves a fish to hop. Gar says no.
And of course, if you're looking to wait out the rain, oh, that's the wrong voice. If you're looking to wait out the rain, you can of course enjoy our tavern facilities here as well. Just off to the right. Well, will that be all? As he reaches in and pulls out 2 keys.
I'm sorry, I zoned out for a second. What did you say?
Well, will that be all? As he pulls out 2 keys.
I think that I'm good.
All right. Well, here you go. Here are your keys. To the big man there. He hands the joint room keys, and to the turtle there. There you go.
Gar's gonna head up to his room.
All right. And the man here waves over for his assistant, who is a halfling. Younger halfling woman who goes ahead and heads outside. Very, I guess modest clothes. Basic cloths. All right, then. Enjoy your stay. Gar, you head up to your room. The other 3 of you, so Liam, Pank, and Eimer, do you just head to the tavern area, I assume?
I just stick with wherever Eimer is.
I'll go to the tavern area.
All right. So heading over to the tavern, there is let me double check here. This is, darn. Oh, now it's on my screen taunting me.
Slap it really hard.
Did you get it?
I did not, unfortunately.
One of these times.
There's
Maybe they
a big
could
old
at some
Goliath
point.
male behind the tavern bar. He's wearing basic clothing again. This doesn't seem to be the highest end of inns, not for the uber rich, but for the general person. And there are a couple people just sitting at the bar, servicing themselves to some drinks.
I guess I'll go up and get something.
All right. As you go up to the bar, the bards who are playing, end their song and say, "Tips, anyone? And a couple go up to the bard troupe, throw him a single silver piece, and the man who seems to be leading the troupe, with sort of like very short hair, sort of buzzed on the side, and then just sort of like very short on the top, says, "Well, if you tip us well enough, we'll be able to get to Citrine someday. Thank you kindly." And then they keep on keeping on.
I'd say we could invite them to our party, but I'm upstairs.
Yeah, I'm
Oh.
not sure Liam's even in the area either. I think it's just Pink, right? He's the only one that whenever
Pink and Eimer.
Liam's following Eimer, so I guess.
Yeah, you would also be over at the bar. So what can I do you for today? This is the Goliath bartender.
What all do you got?
Well, we've got a full range of drinks. Of course, we've got the general water, but we also got a selection of ales as well as a couple of beers as well. What might your tastes be for?
Do you have any ciders?
Any ciders? We do have one on tap. This is one of our older ones, actually. How much would you like? We can pour you a pint, or would you rather go for a single glass?
Could I just get a glass?
Just a glass? All right, that would run you for the... Pulling up the name of the thing. Where is my table? There it is. For the Charnock cider, we can run you a total of... There it is. 4 copper pieces for the cider.
I will gladly hand over. I have 3 copper on me. Hold on. Can I just like take 1 silver and then put 10 copper? Is that the conversion?
Yes, I can of course make change for you.
All right. Can I just hand him 1 silver then?
All right, you hand him 1 silver, and he breaks it up under the counter through his stashes and gives you back 6 copper pieces. And anything for you there with the mask, or of course you, big man.
I'm good.
You're good. All right, very well. And Mayor Eimer, I see you with your hand. Mayor Eimer says, whatever your most standard ale is, I'll take a. We'll go for a full pint. All right. Simple enough. We can get you most standard. Very interesting. We can get you the Serpentine Ale. The Serpentine Pale Ale, that would be. Very well. Right on tap for you. All right. And the guy turns back, gets you your drinks, sets down a big old flagon for Mayor Eimer, and just hands you a smaller cup. Hank.
I take the cup.
Gar, you've got a question, apparently.
I have a question for the DM. How far are the rooms from the general area?
The rooms are... the area seems to be partitioned into 3 sort of... 3 sort of areas. The very entrance, off to the right, that sort of like 4th, bottom right 4th, if you're looking at the map, of the inn is sort of like the reception area. Then there's the back sort of 2/3 area that encompasses the tavern. The back left, or the left back third, is sort of like the kitchen area. On the left hand area, there is a couple of rooms on the bottom floor, but your room, since you ordered a individual suite, would be on the 2nd floor upstairs.
Okay. I'm just raging in my room, so I was curious if they heard my blood-curdling screams.
Uh-huh.
I mean, if you're yelling at the top of your lungs, maybe.
I am full on, like, same as I was whenever we were in the True Sight dungeon. I am basically or as close as I can, right?
All
If
right
Liam
then.
hears it, he'll probably go check on guard and make sure he's okay.
Make a intimidation check, I guess.
Me intimidation.
I mean, for us, wouldn't it be
Yes.
passive perception if we
Yeah,
hear
it'd be
it?
passive perception,
All
which I
right.
do have pulled up here.
16.
16. I believe that's above all of your passive perceptions. So,
Does that mean they hear it?
you
or they
hear
don't?
some. You do hear. Everyone here hears it. As George also comes in around this point.
Am I allowed to do the blood curdling scream?
Oh God.
It'll probably peak,
gonna-
but sure.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's probably not gonna be
It's just gonna
audible.
clip out
but,
of reality.
Ah!
Well, we got our scream check in for today. Let's go.
Yeah.
I turned off noise suppression for that.
So you all hear that.
Does it
as
sound like,
the,
can I tell it's Gar?
Yeah, can we tell that it's Gar?
You can probably tell that it's Gar.
I'm gonna go check on him.
That might be a good idea.
Yeah. so
You
I'm
also
gonna
see
go.
Liam as you're heading back over towards the inn sort of area. You see George just like walk in, turn a little bit bewildered. And then also as you're walking towards this way, you also see the guy, the dwarf behind the stand, go towards the back room and like say something. And one of the guards comes out and goes off that way too. So I suppose you head up?
Yeah.
All right, George comes with you. I would take it that the guard probably gets there first, because George would probably follow after you. And so you get up there and you hear a guard knocking on the door saying, "Everything all right in there?"
Fine.
"You don't sound fine."
And you don't sound like you get paid enough for this.
"Is that a threat?"
Gar,
Just an observation. I'd like
Gar, are you
to be
good?
left
Do you?
alone.
You know, folks,
I,
do you folks know this individual?
yeah. I want to make sure he's okay. Gar,
He doesn't sound
you-
okay.
yeah, I know. That's why I'm trying to check on him. Gar, do you want me to come in? You don't have to talk. I can just be there.
I don't respond.
Yeah, I can just break in if I need to. You're gonna have to respond, buddy. I know him. It's
Way
fine.
to go. Way to go. Right in front of the guard.
I know him. It's fine. I'm just trying to make sure he's okay.
Yes,
I
but
don't
breaking
want
in
him...
is a little still illegal since this is not either his or your establishment. I have the key though, and he puts the key in the door and turns it, and opens it and says, "Have at him."
Can I describe what
And then
you
just
see?
puts the key back in on his belt and puts his hand on his hilt.
Can I describe the scene?
Sure.
So pretty much the entire bed has been completely thrown apart. Blankets, pillows, everything is all scattered throughout the room. And standing within the center of it is just almost motionless, but his hands by his side vibrating with fury.
All right. So are
Also,
you and George going in immediately,
I should also
Liam?
clarify the hat and the sunglasses are off.
I don't want to go in there if he doesn't want me there. It was more of just I'm threatening to come and be supportive without your consent
Without
if
your
you
consent.
don't answer me. And the guard just read that as he's gonna break in anyway. I'm gonna let him in.
All right. With the
Liam
guard with
looks
his
like an
free hand
athlete
reaches
entering.
into some sort of pocket and pulls something out, puts it to his mouth, puts it back down, back into his pocket.
Oh, look, a horn of silent alarm, probably. Or something
Oh.
similar.
Gar, are you good?
Fine.
You don't look fine.
Uh,
Fine.
Pink and Eimer down on the first floor. You see a couple of guards enter and head towards the inn chambers.
Alright. Hey guys, I'm gonna get arrested. But I'm not going down without a fight. I hope you know.
Mm,
Seeing this, Mayor Eimer
By the
does
way, I should clarify.
get up, leave
Gar,
his flagon, and follow them.
I should specify Gar is facing the opposite direction, so you do not see any of the facial features or anything right now. Just the back.
Actually, at this point, the bards have definitely stopped playing.
I assume the
just kinda
bat is
standing
cowering a corner right now of my room.
Oh.
Awkward silence. Liam's not sure what to do, so he's just kind of standing there at this point.
You see the
I'm
main guard
actually
man,
vibrating right now with anger.
hand still on his hilt, steps in as two guards come up behind him and says, "Sir, we're going to need you to settle down."
And I'm gonna need you to leave me alone.
Make a charisma saving throw.
You guys ready for Gar to get arrested?
very real possibility.
Or murked? 7!
Well,
All right.
Shit, I think I was just
I'm going to double check this spell's effects, actually.
I think I might have just been charmed.
Calm emotions, maybe.
All right. So that is got it. Charisma saving throw, yes. All right. Gar, you feel your mind go relatively clear. And you forget what you were raging about for the moment. As
I quickly grab my glasses and put them on. I find my hat. What's everyone doing here?
Sir,
Yes?
seeing what you've done to this room, we're either going to need you to right now put it all back together.
Did I do all this?
Back in place. Yes.
Oh.
Yes, you did.
Terribly sorry.
Or we're going to need to take you in.
I'll get right on that then. And I start reassembling the room.
Liam will go
Alright.
help him put things back together.
And if he broke anything, I, of course, can mend it back together, says George. All right. Make a... Yeah, with everyone of the party helping, including Mayor Armor, you end up getting everything back into place, relatively speaking. George does have to mend a couple things.
if he were here, he'd be ecstatic.
If he was here, I would have been breaking chairs.
God, would you care to explain yourself?
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know why I did all this.
Gonna double check how long this spell lasts. So as you're setting the last of the things back in place after George does a good bit of mending, the charmed effect starts to end as George asks that.
Can you repeat his question then? Because I think that
God,
is my
would you
answer.
care to explain why you've done this? I mean, you almost got in very serious trouble.
Wouldn't be the first time, won't be the last. I think I need to go for a walk.
Do you want company?
And I'm going to try and walk out of the room without.
You went silent.
Oh, I'm going to try and walk out of. Wait, where did I go silent?
I'm going to, and then
I'm going to go. I'm going to just try and leave the room as clear as possible.
not
I mean,
something.
Not saying another word. Unless
Feels
As
like
you
gonna
walk
follow him
out,
all the way, but like he would
Unless
try to
someone tries
stop
to
you for a second to ask if you want company again.
your
the
choice.
guard, as you walk out, puts a hand on your shoulder and says, "You're on a warning. If anything strange happens again, we will need you to vacate the premises. Keep your calm,
Understood.
or there will be consequences."
Understood.
I assume you just shake off his hand and continue walking out.
Pretty much.
All right.
Wait, do you want somebody with you? I don't mind keeping you company. Or do you just need to be alone right now?
I need a walk. If you want to join, that's up to you.
Okay, I'll go with you. So Liam will just go on the walk with Gar, I guess. Not say anything, give him space, but like also just be there.
All right. Mayor Eimer goes ahead and talks to George, who isn't here, so I'm not going to say what he says. And George goes ahead and makes his way out of the tavern as well. Now, George, on your secretive mission, you end up heading a ways away from the brownstone roost to not draw suspicion before talking to some of the locals who lead you off towards the West Bank cargo terminal in northern Nambul. There, you end up registering your shipment, your cart, with an older human woman, probably 50s to 60s, named Diane. Using your bardic charms, you end up only paying the 1 platinum that Eimer handed you and receiving a cargo pass for the group and instructions to show up early before sunup in order to get your actual cart registered and inspected to go on the trip over to Citrine. Mayor Eimer comes back to you, Pank, and picks up his flagon, downs it, puts it back down. Well, things have certainly gone down. Your friend Gar is a lively one, I guess. Might want to keep an eye on him. Kind of wrecked a whole room.
That somehow doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, he's
taken.
Offense taken.
Yes.
You're not there.
I know.
Well, y'all will be, leaving me and Citrine after a couple more days, but if you stick around with the rest of them, I recommend you keep a close eye on him. He's certainly a troubled individual. By the way, We have a ship to charter.
Mm-hmm.
Are we all done here? Ready? Looks like rain is letting up at this point.
We're gonna try and get that done today. What time is it
Yes, we're at this point, having done the Oracle, probably maybe early for
right now?
4:15, 4:20.
Okay.
4:20 for the funny number. Why not?
Yeah, sure.
And at this point, having things settle down a little bit, the bards pick up again,
All right. Well,
playing the classic bardic song.
Oh. All right. So I guess if we're gonna be getting the charter stuff done today, I'll come along.
All right. And I was hoping to have the other two with as well, but I'm sure we can manage on our own.
Did the rest of them just go out?
Yeah, Liam and Gar went off on their own way. I'm not entirely sure where, and George is doing that special thing I mentioned.
Ah, right. All right. Yeah. I guess it'll just be us for then.
All right. I believe they said it was to the South Shore. What do they call it? The South Ferry Yard, I think.
That sounds about right. If I'm being honest, I
Well.
wasn't paying too much attention.
It was the South Ferry Yard, and you're looking for Sidrick's Boathouse, which is a literal boat on land.
Okay.
All right. You head out of the inn there, or the roost. Make your way to the southern end of the road here, or the south commercial road. Making your way all the way to the, if I can grab my hand tool, all the way to the south shore of Nambul. Making your way out of the tavern so we can put back the regular Nambul music.
Just quick thing for the DM. I'm going to try and keep an eye out for any kind of park or somewhere where you can sit down.
All right.
Just, or if we get to that.
Sure. So you make your way over to the South Ferry Yard. Go ahead and give me a perception check
All right.
as you come over to this way.
Update the counter. Nat 1.
Nat 1. Through the crowds here, you're not quite able to see any sort of boat on land. Along with Mayor Armor here. Mayor Armor will go ahead and take a perception check. That's a 6, so he does not see much either.
Useless.
Do you remember where it might have been?
The most I think I remember is that it was somewhere along the south side.
Well, that is where we are.
So it's got to be here somewhere.
Well,
Where do you suppose we should check first?
There's the two people who were told where to go aren't
Yeah,
people
sure.
trying to go there.
We're going off
the
of
south side. We're in the south side. Well, it's gotta be
south
here
side
somewhere.
and Cedric's boathouse.
That's what I think I heard.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's all we were given. So
Yeah. I mean, I stayed in the cart. You might have heard a little bit more.
did I hear more? Did Liam say more, or did he just say?
Did Liam say more?
I
Morgan?
mean, Liam would have given them as much description as he could to make sure everybody knew where things were.
Okay.
So do you want to go west or east, based off of your memory here? Or if you want, we can do a history check to see if you remember, because you were kind of like an orbital factor to it all.
We'll do a history check. I'm gonna roll it digitally.
Okay.
That's gonna be a 15.
15? Probably west.
Yeah, I was thinking west. I think that was said, but I couldn't remember. Let's try west. I feel like I remember that being a detail as well.
Fair enough. All right, let's start heading that way. Heading off that way, you do eventually come across a large oaken boat. This is a large, sea-bound vessel that is no longer sea-bound, with a big old. I forget what the outjut on the front of the boat is called. Shoot,
Prow.
the prow. We'll go with that.
You mean the bow? Isn't it the bow? No.
Yeah, the bow. There we go. Big old bow sticking out over the front of the shop. You can see the sort of front of the boat has been, basically cut out and replaced with a door. And the door currently is open.
Well, I'm gonna go in with my hammer.
All right. So inside, you see a big old grouping of people all lined up at the at some sort of desk towards the entrance here, off to the left. Behind the desk is a orcish man who is wearing a very the word that's coming to mind is a very patronizing pirate's hat. And behind him, as you walk in, you can see a large board of different destinations as well as pricing information. There's also a secondary board to the right of that for what appears to be more lavish cruises. What would you like to do?
I'm going to.
Oh, and of course, at the front of the shop here, it does say Cedric's Boathouse.
Well, it looks like we are in the right place. I guess we just gotta get in line now and wait.
Fair enough. Now we will go over to Gar and Liam, as the other two are currently waiting in line. Is there anything you want to do at this point? Let's see. They would have headed from over here to here. You're looking for a sort of park. Which direction did you head in?
I do not know. I'll roll a d4 to find out. South.
South. Same direction.
Yeah.
All right.
That makes it a
From
little
the
easier to
exact
maybe
point.
meet up.
I was thinking that jokingly earlier. But
I would say
it'll be
it's
20 minutes.
conceivable for you
Yeah.
to end up over towards the beach here.
Alright. I'm fine with just sitting at the beach. Is it like a public beach where we can sit down?
Public beach.
Okay. I'm just going to.
It doesn't seem to be too populated since it was just recently raining, but the rain itself has started clearing up at this point.
I'm just going to plop.
There's maybe a
down.
drop every now and then.
I'm just going to plop down on the beach and stare out at the waves.
All right.
Probably waiting for Liam to sit down with me if he does.
Yeah, I mean, he's just gonna sit down next to you and not say anything.
All right.
After, am I allowed to go into dialogue here, or do you want to get back to the?
If you want to say something,
Yeah. Okay.
sure.
After a minute or two, Gar's just gonna go. You've got a brother, right?
Yeah.
How's your relationship with him?
Pretty close. We grew up together. Almost the same person. It's a little weird to not have him around anymore, just because I'm out adventuring and he's not. But I mean, it's just life.
Well, be grateful you had a brother that actually cared about you and that you have a good relationship with. Not everyone has that. And I just keep staring out at the waves. Unless
So.
Liam says anything else.
Pink. Having finished getting up to the line, you're now up at the orcish man wearing the very patronizing pirate hat. Ah, two folks there. Big Man and Birdman. How can I do you for? Are you looking to charter a vessel?
Yep.
Ah. Yes, we're on a trek to Citrine. We need we need 4 tickets off to the northern shore of Citrine. How much would that run me? So for each ticket would go for. Oh, that's not the orcish voice. Each ticket would go for a total of 30 gold on a more classy vessel, unless you were looking for something a little more squalid. Hank, what do you think? Do you think we're fine doing a basic vessel? This will be a 2-day journey over to Citrine from here, depending on the winds right about now.
I personally don't really care for lavish all that much. I think a basic vessel would be just fine.
Basic vessel? Alright, that would knock you down to... that would be 15 gold per ticket.
Alright. I'll cover my own ticket.
You cover your own ticket?
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
I'll give up 15 gold.
15 gold. Good to know. Alright, go ahead and mark that off. Eimer will pay another 45 gold. Alright, so that'll be 4 tickets total. Here you go. Now this will depart. Where would you like to, or when would you like to depart? We've got a vessel that leaves a little earlier in the morning, or one that leaves towards the afternoon. No evening ships out towards Citrine, at least from this port tomorrow. Those would be probably the next day over. Afternoon is fine. Unless you've got any objections, Pank.
Nope. I'm fine with whatever.
All right. So you make the exchange. You get 4 tickets for Citrine, leaving in around about midday in the afternoon tomorrow. On your way out, you hear a. Well, are you interested to hear anything, or oversee anything that's going on in here? Or are you just gonna kind of go along with what's happening?
I'll be listening out.
All right. So the man that was behind you in line goes ahead and orders the same ticket.
Oh, it's our next enemy.
Interesting.
Or it's Liam's brother.
I think you'd notice if Liam's brother was there. You've all seen what he looks like.
I mean, what if he is? What does the man look like? Like what I have seen in
This
in
is
line?
seemingly he's got a hood up, but
Sketchy.
seemingly the stature of an adult man.
He's sus.
Stilts in his shoes. Lifts.
Do we have?
Hank will probably keep mental note of that,
All right.
but not really paying it much attention because it's just kind of like in passing, so he's not like super turned off by that.
All right then. So you make your way out of the boathouse here. Other things that you would have seen in there is there's also a sort of restaurant area in there as well.
There's what?
A sort of restaurant area that takes up the other half of the back of the ship.
Okay.
All right.
Um,
You head out. You're now just out on the South Ferry Yard in front of Cedric's boathouse. Is there any errands that you would want to do or anything you'd like to talk about with Mayor Eimer?
I'd like to talk more with Liam at some point.
I think I'll talk with Eimer a little bit. I don't think there's anything in particular that Hank would want to do around town.
Very well.
Hey, Eimer.
What's up?
I'm just curious, how often have you gotten out around these parts before?
This is actually my first time being out past Fennec.
Yeah, no.
That's about as far as I've ever traveled.
Just
I've stayed.
ever?
Yeah, I've stayed mostly to the eastern side of the east wing of Edelstein. Mainly just living around Dolem. I've been down to Granule a couple times to inspect some wares that were coming to the town beforehand. Public relations sort of things. That's really the only reason I ever went to Fennec as well. Just more public relations with the towns nearby. Never been out to Jasper, though. I'm not the most well-traveled man. This is quite the journey for me as well.
You ever wanted to go around to a bunch of other places, like kind of exploration type stuff?
I mean, it's certainly an interesting experience, but I think I'm best fit for an office. I'm not exactly the most dexterous with my sword, as you've most likely noticed.
Fair enough. I just ask.
I enjoy the life of Dolem.
Yeah, no, I just ask because I've mostly, for my life, just have explored and never really settled down anywhere. So I was just wondering.
Well, it's certainly a comfortable but not super exciting lifestyle. I can see how one might tailor themselves for the more exciting version, if it does, even though it comes with, I'm sure, some risks.
Hank's just gonna give a little chuckle to that and say, "Yeah, it's a bit risky, but I don't know. There's just something to sitting down in one area, I guess. Just not really.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Of course, I suppose I'll be traveling a good bit more once I get Dolem to a Gem City rank. A lot of diplomatic meetings and relations. That's gonna be a life, that's for sure.
Given that we're coming all the way out here, I'll bet that you're gonna be traveling around a little bit more on a whole bunch more.
Yeah, probably coming
official
all the way out
business.
to Citrine, probably annually, for the general yearly meetings. General upkeep. At the same time, it's exciting to know that Dolem's getting the sort of protections and privileges that come with a gem city. Certainly it'll make traveling across the city a good bit more accessible for me. Although it is fun to see the world around me, I'll admit.
And
All right.
Pink will just about stop talking there. That's about all he had.
All right. So,
oh, never mind.
back to you. Yeah.
So, what's your brother like? I know we met him in the dungeon.
Well, we look exactly the same, but we do have quite a few differences. I mean, for one, he was a lot more into family business than I was. I never really wanted to be a part of that.
What was your family business? You don't have to tell me if you don't want to.
Yeah, it's not. Is there anybody sitting close to us like that can hear the conversation?
There's people in earshot, but if you're stealthy about it or like quiet about it, they might not hear.
I mean, I'm not gonna go into specifics.
Fair enough.
But yeah, it was not the sort of thing that I condone. Or, yeah. I mean, you heard what happened to George's brother.
Yeah.
That
Everyone's got a tragic brother here, apparently.
yeah. But yeah, my brother always. Yeah. I mean, it's. I miss him. I don't really want to be back there because, again, my parents are also a big thing. I don't want to be around anymore. But yeah, I don't know. It's weird not having lived with somebody so closely for so long to not live with them anymore and to be like on your own. It's a little lonely
I
to not have that.
wouldn't know what that's like. I've been on my own most of my life.
If it helps, you're not alone right now.
Yeah, thank you for that. It's appreciated. And sorry about what happened in the room.
I mean, there's no harm in the end other than almost getting arrested. He didn't do any permanent damage to anything though, so it's fine. Just maybe to find a healthier way to, you know.
Well, normally I don't have the right things around to break. That kind of thing happens.
Happen often.
More often than I'd like. Thank you for standing by me and being here. And Gar is gonna stand up and see him. And then take one last wistful look back at the ocean, or the lake, and
All right.
head out.
All right. So you both head back towards the inn, or are you just gonna keep wandering around?
I'm gonna head towards the inn.
Yeah, we will
All right.
just follow.
Eventually, you both make your way back towards the main commercial road that heads towards the south. I've said this so many times. How do I forget? The South Ferry Yard. And you run into Mayor Eimer and Pink.
Oh.
Hi.
Hello.
How's it going?
Howdy. Pip pip. So, do we have the boat set up?
Yeah, we've got all the tickets we need.
All right.
We'll leave in the afternoon tomorrow.
Alrighty then. Do we have any plans until then?
Nothing in particular. At this point, it's probably about 4:55-ish.
You guys think that optometrist is still open?
I was kinda
Optometrist?
curious about that.
Yeah, the lens workers. Need to get my prescription updated.
What do you want to head over there?
It might as well. This is the stuff you never do in D&D, and I'm going to make it happen. You never get your prescription. Because that's lame. But I'm going to go
Gar
do
get
that.
the
So
full
your
eye exam that takes like half an
prescriptions
hour.
exist.
Get ready for fantasy LASIK, where they
Yeah.
just stab you in the eye and call it good a day.
They stab you in the eye as a ritual and then cast a spell.
That's the real reason.
Just cast
Gar wears
mending.
glasses.
Yeah.
That was the last time he went to an optometrist. Is they just stabbed him in the eye and gave him a... There you go. Fixed. Well,
I mean, if somebody already had like existing eye issues, and they went to an optometrist and they like stab you in the eye and then like heal you, would that heal the existing issue?
I think it would just heal the stab.
Yeah.
I mean, probably, but it's
You need more on top of it than just the mending.
Yeah, I want that spell. Fix eyesight.
it's kind of
One of the most
classist.
useless spells in D&D, but really useful for whenever people need their eyes fixed.
I think my boyfriend would argue that. He is
So,
old man vision.
I suppose you're heading towards the
lens worker,
the lens
yeah.
shop.
Yeah.
I
All
need to
right.
get my prescription updated.
Your prescription sunglasses.
Yeah. They're actually bifocal, so there's sunglasses when needed. That's bifocal, right? No.
No.
Bifocals are
Yeah, bifocal. is-
short,
yeah, short and long.
short range, long range.
I'm trying to think. Whatever. I thought there was a type of glasses where it's like it's both sunglasses and normal glasses that aren't
Transition
but
lenses?
Transition
Yeah,
lenses.
they're not. They're not. My brother has bifocals.
But yeah. I'll head to the lens
All right.
workers, and everyone else can come if you want.
Oh, I'm absolutely coming.
All right. So you all make your way over to oh, interesting actually. This would be Tsukikyo's optics.
Superhero optics?
SUKIKYO
Oh, hold on.
Apostrophe S.
SUKI
SUKIKYO.
KYO. Tsukio optics?
Tsukikyo optics.
Look, I don't speak that. I don't want to say the wrong language, so I'm just gonna say
That
that.
sounds Japanese inspired.
I think so, but I don't want to
Tsukikyo.
say that and then be wrong. So I don't speak that. So if I mispronounce it, I
Mhm.
apologize. But Tsukio, The optics
Tsukikyo.
place.
The lens shop.
That one.
All right. So making your way back on the western of the commerce roads, on the northern end, you do go back to past that shop with the various lenses and lens works in the sort of storefront. And you head in, and inside there is a red Aarakocra behind the counter, and a handful. Well, not a handful actually. There's only two other customers in the store right now. There's a more extravagant looking man, and just a general sort of like a commoner looking person of a very little note to them. Hello?
Yeah,
How can I help you?
buddy. Hi. I need to get my prescription updated. It's been a while since I last did that.
Oh, okay.
I
That's
have my
one
card
of
if you want.
our less common works, but we can certainly commission some lenses for you.
There's a cat in the background.
Which one
Sure,
is
why
this?
not? There's a cat walking over the shelves right now.
Adorable.
It looks like that cat.
Oh, perfect. But
I need it. What's this cat's name?
The cat's name is Mara.
adorable.
I'm gonna go pet
He's
the
a sweet
cat.
little boy.
It can. Is it like behind the counters of like the?
It is currently off to the side, walking along one of the taller shelves that doesn't have anything on it. Presumably that is a gangway for the cat.
Okay, so it's not like behind the counter or anything where the.
No, it is just walking around on the top shelf through the shop.
I keep forgetting I'm super short. I definitely would not be able to reach it. I'm 4'8".
You can fly though.
I'm not gonna fly indoor.
Why not?
I don't want to break something.
It's really weird for me as a player because I can't ever associate a person with their actual their characters with their heights apparently. Because I keep thinking Harmon's like short, but apparently he's almost as tall as Xander. And then like there's, yeah. So
We're
I'm just
gonna-
not picturing Pink
We're
as
gonna whirl.
yeah.
Anyway,
I just keep getting mind blown by height.
I'm
Gar
just
is
gonna. I'm just
5'2".
gonna watch the cat, not pet it.
Gar is also shorter on the shorter side, at being at 5'2".
so you were looking for a update to your lenses.
Yeah, if that's possible for a reasonable amount.
All right.
700
so-
gold pieces.
The commission would take quite a while. How long do you plan to stay in town?
Day, I think.
That might not fit in the timeline. We need to produce lenses. Do you plan on coming back to town, or?
I look to the rest of the party. Do we?
Well, we're just heading over to Citrine.
Then headed back, I think.
If we head back here, we could probably pick him up. But I mean, if worse comes to worse, I could pick him up for you. I can fly.
Can you do like missions where you send them somewhere?
We can send them somewhere. Is there any particular place you're looking to send? We only send around the lake, though. Sometimes up to Zircon.
How long does it take, out of curiosity?
So it's probably about a week to produce the lenses. And then, depending on where it's being sent to, anywhere from perhaps a day to a day or two.
How long of a boat ride is it across the lake again? How long did the guy say at the
2 days.
2 days? Okay.
So, and we're gonna be in Citrine after that boat ride.
Yeah, you're going to be in Citrine, presumably.
How long do we think we're gonna stay in Citrine? I should probably.
That's a
also
good
ask-
question.
Aren't we done when we get Eimer where he needs to go?
Yeah, which is Citrine. I'm asking the players how long do we want to stay in Citrine?
Ah, right. Well, we're
We need to go back for Gregor at some point.
definitely.
Well, if it's 2 days there, 2 days back, that's at least 5 days. We could spend like a day or two in Citrine.
Yeah.
Wait, no.
Are you doing
That math doesn't line up, but anyway.
Oh, wow.
That is a meow.
That
That's
did
going on the
not
soundboard.
like that. Wow.
That one's going on the soundboard. Curiosity, how much would the new prescription and lenses be?
To get that done, first we would have to figure out, what the curvature of your current lenses are. Are you near or farsighted?
Okay, I, the player, can never remember.
Nearsighted
Far
means you
sight
can
means you
see
can
it.
see far.
Yeah.
Near sight means you can see near.
Blank sight means you can see what that blank is.
Trying to remember, because I know I figured this out in my head. He needs it for reading. So
So you're
nearsighted.
farsighted.
Damn it!
He's
I
farsighted.
always mess it up. All right. Wait. No. I
Wait,
am
is that
near.
how that works?
It is nearsighted. I messed up. He can read fine. He needs it to see things far away.
Okay.
That's why he keeps them on all the time. Sorry, I'm trying
Alright.
to remember my own lore
Yeah.
about my glasses.
Okay.
That
Yeah, that's a
very
pretty
important
in-depth
character
lore.
detail. All of the Gar backstory today.
Suddenly making me question whether Xander wore glasses. I don't think he did.
Hank has great eyesight.
I need the glasses to see far, if that helps.
Okay, so you are nearsighted. And as far as it would cost for precision lens crafting, probably run you around 1,000 gold pieces.
Alright. Alright. Well. Is the prescription cheaper and I could just get the lenses crafted somewhere else?
That's, as far as I understand, that's a fairly standard price. But
Well, just
to
somewhere like where we might be staying for longer, just so, we don't have to get it shipped.
right, it'd be 10 gold pieces for the analysis of your eyes.
I don't know if I want to put down 10 gold pieces. Mr. DM, have the glasses been working well enough at this point, or...
Yeah.
Alright. I will keep that in mind. Thank you very much.
All right.
I'm just going to hope that my prescription isn't outdated and I'll leave.
All right. As you're leaving, to you, Pank. By the way, Mr. Bluebird, I'm about to close up shop and go fishing if you're interested. Always good to go fishing with another Aarakocra.
I would be delighted to. I haven't seen many other Aarakocras around in my adventures, so it's very interesting to see.
Yeah, it's far and few between.
Yeah.
You being asked on a date?
What?
No, out of character.
What?
I asked him if he's being asked on a date right now.
I mean, hang out with another Aarakocra.
Yeah, is that the equivalent of an Aarakocra date? I don't know. I'm a turtle.
You want to go?
Or fishing with buddies, I don't know.
No.
Yeah, no, I'd be glad to. Where would you want to meet up?
It's just on the South Shore, probably. Or actually, where would the best fishing be? Current season, it's spring. Actually, let's go for the North Shore.
All right. How long until you close up shop?
Honestly, I was about to close up shop just about now.
All right. Well,
once these two finish up here.
Then I'm gonna look at the other two and I'm just gonna say to them, I think I'm just gonna hang around here for now.
All right.
Alright. Wait, I already left. Never mind.
Oh wait, you already left. Did Liam leave too?
I would have stayed around to make
they're
sure
all
you
heading
were
out
done.
right now, so.
Okay, yeah.
I would have left once he's.
All right. So George, Liam, and Mayor Eimer all go back to the Brownstone Roost. And Pank, while you're here, The more affluent of the two individuals in this shop brings over a larger telescope and buys that for 1,500 gold.
Oh my god.
And then the less affluent of the two leaves without buying anything. And that's as much as you notice of that person.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
1,500.
I'll put it in my wares and we can be off.
All right, perfect.
Oh, and by the way, I never got your name.
Oh, the name's Pink.
Ah, nice to meet you. My name's on the front of the shop, but it's Sukikyo.
Yeah. Where exactly do you come from, if you don't mind me asking?
I come from the Schloss Forest. Well, my family comes from the Schloss Forest. I've lived here most of my life, though. I used to live up in Citrine, I guess south in Citrine, but that was just in my younger days.
I am actually from Schloss Forest.
Oh. How are things going over there?
Well, I haven't really been in a while. I left around age 4 and have been going around since.
Ah. So a traveler, I take it.
Yeah. Pretty much just going from place to place, really.
I'd be glad to listen to your stories of all that you've seen as we hunt for fish.
It would be my pleasure. Out of character, real quick. Asking you.
Yeah.
About how old does this Aarakocra look?
This Aarakocra is probably around maybe 10 or 11.
10 or 11, okay. Feeling a bit on the... How old did we say Aarakocra live? About 20?
About to 30.
30, okay. Okay, so
probably
not too old.
Late 20s, early 30s.
Yeah.
By human standards.
Well, I'm 8, so if he's like 11 or 12, not too much older than me.
Yeah.
In objective years, in Aarakocra years, that's like 10-year age gap, probably. 15.
5-year age gap, I'd probably estimate that to be.
Okay.
Well, if you're 8 and they're like 10 or 11, that'd be 6-ish years.
Okay. Yeah,
Did
not
we
too
already
much.
establish that you were 8, or is this new information?
You guys, I don't... Okay, so when we were doing
You never found out.
the stuff back in
Zircon.
Like all of our information after we brought back the bandit and stuff,
Yeah.
I believe George got my age completely wrong because he didn't know it, and I never said it. So you guys don't know how old I am, but out of character, Pank is 8.
No, I remember we had talked about like how I thought Gar was gonna be the first one to die because he lived, lived to like 50, but then it was like, no, you're gonna live to 30 at most.
Uh-huh.
I love that, like, normally when, since I play humans, normally I'm, like, the shortest lifespan of the group. No, I'm not.
Well,
You're one of the oldest.
well, let's head things back into campaign here.
Yeah.
And not get too sidetracked since we're close-ish to the end of the session.
Hey, we
Pink,
tonight. I just jinxed
you and
it.
Sukikyo head up towards the northern end. Where is map? There is map. Okay, I'm on hand tool. Over towards this area, and you go over to here, and then head off in this direction of the. That would be called the North Ferry Dock. And go ahead and make me, let's say, 3 survival checks.
All right.
So I will use my new cheese deck, or cheese dice to
Welcome.
do Sukikyo's checks as well.
What's my... Okay, yeah. I'm gonna roll these digitally because I don't trust this die right now. Or ever, really. I shouldn't ever trust it.
You have just described my feelings towards Gar's rolls.
Wait, that's a D12.
Alright, so the first one is an
These dice
18.
have failed me. 18, alright.
I think you failed the
I'll
cheese
write
dice.
these down just in case.
They're also
Well, they're all
in
like a
the,
uniform color. They're not like enameled. Or
you
whatever
can look
the
in the
infill is.
roll log on D&D Beyond. Since you're rolling them online, it keeps track of everything.
Yeah.
Oh, right. There's a thing on the side. I forgot. I never have
Yeah.
that open. 18, 19. Is that another 19? 19. Alright, I rolled very high. 18, 19, 19.
Dang. So, through your fishing and your conversing with Sukakyo, you end up catching a much bigger bounty, or I guess boon, of fish than Sukakyo. He gets a 14, a 19, and a 9. So, you've probably got dinner for today, tomorrow, and the next day.
No.
Presumably stashing all of that in your bag.
Mhm.
Actually, Sukikyo would have lended you a net if you want to store them there.
Probably a good idea, yeah.
All right.
Should I add fish to my inventory? How do I do that?
Add fish.
Add items to backpack, I guess.
It'll probably
add
have to be a
fish.
custom item.
Total, you would have gotten, so with you said a 14, a 19, and a 19?
18, 19, 19.
18, 19, 19?
Yeah.
All right. You've probably got, one of the trout would have gone for, you've probably got, I'd say 14 pounds of fish.
Ooh.
From a very bountiful fishing expedition there.
13 pounds of fish. How? Okay, so just because I want to be accurate in this, about how many fish would you say that would be? About a pound each, or a little bit less?
Probably about 3 pounds each.
3 pounds. Okay, okay. So I have like about 4 or 5 fish.
Yeah, for your lower one, it was or like the smallest one's probably about 2 pounds. So if you want to do for
4
14
fish.
pounds of fish, yeah, 4 3-pound fish and 1 2-pound fish.
Yeah. All right. I now have 14 pounds of fish. I'll take it.
So do with as you please. These are like big ol' boys.
Oh, I'll be eating these. Hey, wait. Yeah, there we go.
All right. So that would conclude the fishing expedition there, unless you want to, have some conversation with Sugakyo here.
I don't feel like there's anything I particularly would have been asking them, and just probably like talking about my adventures idly as we go about it. So
Yeah, as you wait for fish to come towards the surface and then dive down and catch it.
mm-hmm.
All right. Well, then that brings us back to Gar, Liam, and George, and Eimer. Morgan is currently muted. Hello, Morgan.
Yeah, I'm still here.
So-
I was just
Actually, I'll give Pank some juicy details, or what is it? What is the term? What is the slang term for rumors? Some
Gossip?
beans?
Gossip?
Some gossip.
Gossip.
Sure, that works.
Tea.
Give me the beans.
Some tea. There you go.
Ah.
Give you some of the tea about some things going on in Citrine. So Sukikyo talks about So recently, they've been working on sort of tunnel systems going through the mountain in Citrine, since you're heading out that way, I hear. So I think the latest rumors is that they're just about finished, actually. Apparently, they're opening up a tunnel route within the next week. Of course, they've also got the cart system that they're running, well, around Citrine Mountain, as well as presumably through. They're building the current tunnel that I mentioned was supposed to be a large cargo tunnel for ships to travel through the center of the mountain. Apparently, that's getting done very soon, though. So perhaps maybe you'll be able to go through there when you arrive. That might be the grand opening, or maybe a little bit after, depending on how that goes. Last I heard word of it was probably a month ago, so I don't know how ahead or behind of schedule they are.
Huh. That sounds pretty interesting. I think I'll have to go give that a check if we're there for long enough. Probably be there for maybe a day or two, depending. So I'll look around to see how that's going.
Well, it's certainly a big city, that's for sure.
No, I've certainly never been, so probably be the biggest place I've been to.
And I guess one tip for a fellow Aarakocra, the area above Citrine Mountain, so not the settled area, is protected airspace, so I would not recommend flying through there. They will send some guards after you and strike you down if you refuse to leave, so definitely be a little careful there.
Do they have like AA guns up there?
I'm
This is a
respond.
this is a
Aarakocra.
restricted fly space. You cannot be here. We will shoot you down.
I'm gonna
AA standing for
respond to.
anti-Aarakocra.
If you were there, I would allow you a history check, but you're not there, Gar.
I know. I'm asking as me.
Mm-hmm.
Also, anti-Aarakocra.
I'm gonna respond to Tsukikyo saying, well, that sounds like. Is that coming from personal experience?
No. Well, anecdotal rumors. Apparently, my father tried to follow a thing he was hunting. I believe the story was it was a fox, but the story always changes when he told it. Could have been a fox, could have been a rabbit, but he started flying up the mountain to follow it through, try to get some dinner, and yeah, they weren't too happy with him. Had to pay a bit of a substantial fine.
All right, that is incredibly good to know, considering I sort of have a penchant for flying around mountains and exploring them. So I will restrain myself this time.
Of course, another story he told was that one time he snuck up to the peak, which had quite a grand view, but he had to do that all from pretty close to the ground.
I don't know if I'll try anything as daring when I'm there, but we'll see.
Yeah, apparently you could see for the entire city, effectively.
That must be a great sight.
Yeah. All right. So now we bring it back over to Liam and Gar and George and Eimer. So, Liam, Gar, and Eimer, you make it back to the inn. The innkeeper gives you a bit of a unpleasant look, Gar.
I don't acknowledge him,
All right.
and I act like it didn't happen.
All right.
Truly, the best way to deal with problems. Ignore them. Eventually, they'll just go away.
And at this point, y'all are getting a bit sort of pickish. It's about dinner time.
Peckish, I think.
Yes, that is
Sounded
what
like
I
you
said.
It sounded like you said pickish.
I definitely said peckish. Just a bit of an accent. So Mayor Eimer goes over to the tavern area and starts ordering food. If you'll want to follow suit, you can.
How busy is the place?
It's starting to pick up now. This is definitely one of the more populous, or more popular inns of the town here, or of the city.
Liam's probably gonna take his food upstairs then.
Yeah. Gar's gonna go to his room. He's gonna get food in there.
Gar's gonna go to his room.
He's gonna get food.
Dang, none of you will see this then.
Oh.
Liam can't eat in a room full of people without like taking his mask off.
And Gar's not in the mood.
All right.
George,
Well, Mayor Eimer and George meet up again.
yeah, George can see whatever it is.
So, George, as you and Mayor Eimer go back to the tavern area as Gar and Liam head back to their quarters, you end up taking Mayor Eimer ends up taking the 4 tickets he purchased down in the South Ferry Yard at Cedric's Boathouse and tipping those to the 4 bards, the 4 gnomish bards that have been playing here for the better part of the evening. And they are incredibly thankful for the act of kindness that you just offered them, offering to buy you a round of drinks with the other tips that they've made that night. You end up talking with them some more and find out that their group name is the Tome Gnomes, and they hail from Jade, a gem city just north, a ways north of Nambul. The lead of this group is Fitz, who plays the lute. There's Flora, who plays the flute, Valerie, who plays the fiddle, and Nico, who plays the drums. And you end up having a pretty good time with them, hanging out, and it's up to you whether or not you actually partook in those drinks, or if you just got, say, a water and, continued playing with them for a little bit before heading back to the individual rooms. The bard group are still playing as you head in. Pink, you make your way in at this point and see Mayor Eimer and George both at the tavern area.
I'll make my way over to them and say hi.
Hello, Pink.
Hey.
Good fishing?
Oh yeah, got some good catches. I gotta say, opening my bag and showing 14 pounds worth of fish.
Have you knocked them all out at this point? Or are you keeping them just like suffocating, I guess?
Oh, they're knocked
wriggling
out.
around.
No,
Okay.
they're knocked out.
They're
Yeah.
just live.
I think they're dead. They're not knocked out. They're dead.
Would you like to
They're
say
very
that
much
you went and processed the fish as well with Sukikyo?
Wait, sorry?
Would you like to say that you processed the fish with Sukikyo?
Yeah, probably.
Or would they just still be whole fish and just wrapped up?
Maybe processed one of them for more immediate use, but the rest of them are just wrapped.
All right.
Not that I need it to be processed, though.
All right. So, yeah. Wow, that is quite the bounty.
Indeed, I wasn't expecting to get that much, especially considering our fishing methods. I'm not used to more traditional fishing. We used nets, right? We didn't just like fly over the water or whatever.
You would have used basically carrying. Each of you have one end of the net in hand and just like scooping through.
Okay, so we were flying over the water and scoop. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so never mind. I did not say what I just said.
Ha.
But yeah, it's quite the harvest, bountiful harvest.
At this point, George is over with the group of bards and playing with them. I got myself a plate of pulled pork with an interesting sort of barbecue-y sauce. Definitely an interesting flavor of the town.
I don't think I'll be getting anything for myself right now.
Fair enough. Well, I suppose Gar went off to his room, but actually, yeah, I'll talk about that later. Eventually, unless you want to do anything in the tavern, you both head off to your rooms. Or to your singular room, because you're all sharing a room.
Is Gar the only one in the other room?
Gar's the only one who got an individual room.
Okay.
And you can see why.
Yeah, no. Very, very fair.
So he could do property damage.
Okay,
I mean,
I never said no. I tried to make it clear I didn't break anything. I just threw things around.
I mean, you know, sometimes a
tried not to
turtle's
smash.
gotta just mess up a room in anger out of trauma of
I'm
their
not
past?
stupid.
Question
I
mark?
know that if I break something, I'm gonna get in a lot of trouble.
Oh no, I'm not saying you're breaking it. I'm just saying you're messing up the room.
Oh yeah, no, I'm messing up the room in anger. I'm throwing the pillows all over.
Yeah. No, sometimes someone's just gotta do. Sometimes you just gotta do that. You know, everyone's been there.
Scream. By the way, I like to think that loud scream you guys heard was muffled through a pillow.
Wow, you must have really
Nice.
screamed then.
Yes.
Some
Oh my
sort of
god.
ones he's got.
Vocal damage at that point.
My throat hurt from doing it without the pillow.
I'm gonna double check someone's character sheet here. All right, so you head back to your room.
I don't
why
like
do I
these
see
checking
that?
a character sheet.
Yeah, and I don't like the someone. We don't know who it is.
It's probably George, but I still don't like it.
Oh, okay, interesting.
That is a bad sign, guys. We are about to
Interesting.
enter combat for 2 weeks from now.
All right. So,
Oh no.
He's gonna have us roll
you go
initiative
ahead
and then
and
call it the end session.
Yes, that's what is going to happen. I can guarantee it.
in your room, Mayor Eimer sort of gathers you all around. Gar, go ahead and mute or deafen if you want, because you're not there. So, Pink, George, Liam, and Eimer in the room. It's just a very simple room with 4 bunks. Presumably the bathroom is its own room that you would have to leave your chambers to go to. And Eimer sort of huddles you over and says, "All right, George, keep it on the down low, but would you like to reveal what your little secret task was for the day?" Sure. So, today, Mayor Ima had me head up to the cargo area, pulling up the actual name of it, up north in Nambul over to the West Bank cargo terminal to order us a cargo ship. We'll be leaving bright and early in the morning, and that will be to throw off any pursuers that might be following us. If I recall, Pank, you were with me to get the tickets. Those tickets actually were all donated to the bards downstairs
That's nice.
to help them on their way to Citrine. George went and got a different set of tickets for us. We will need to go up to the West Bank in the morning and make a quick travel to be unseen in the morning. So we'll be up before sunup, and I believe I can send a message over to Ga, who I presumed was going to be staying with us, but keep him in the loop as well. But not a word from anyone. about this, since we're trying to keep this a little bit covert. All right. Well, if that's good for everyone, let's call it an early night.
Sure.
All right. He cannot see. Can I undeafen? I cannot. He can. He's gone. All right. Is there anything else you all want to do? Retiring to your own bunks, or anything you would like to say about this?
No, it sounded pretty reasonable. Hank is just gonna hit the hay because he's tired.
All right.
Hello.
Hello.
So in your mind, Gar, you hear,
Oh shit.
Gar, it's me, George. We'll be waking up and leaving early tomorrow. Try to be up before sundown. George.
Am I able to respond to that?
You're able to respond 25 words.
Wait. Before sundown? Not
Before sunup, my bad.
okay. I was like, I mean, I think I can manage to get up before sundown. I don't sleep that late. I'm just gonna send a single K.
Capital K period.
Just the K. Not even an OK. Just K.
Never a good sign when it's just a K, but sounds like Gauss got the message. I don't know if he's all right up there.
Mr. DM, would you like to know what I'm doing?
Good question.
Oh no. I'm breaking the room again.
No.
But this time
Are you?
quietly. No.
All right.
Oh, I'm writing
So,
a new journal entry.
at this, writing the journal entry? All right.
Which I will send to you later.
Indeed. I was about to request that.
Yep.
So, after you write your journal entry, you will retire for the night. So, George, as the party goes off to sleep, you still have a few hours of the night up to your disposal, since you are a high elf. And so you go back out to the main tavern area and end up playing 2 extra hours with the Tome Gnomes, having a jolly old time before they ended up going back to sleep on the second floor of the roost. At which point you went back to bed, and before the party wakes up, probably about 2 hours earlier, you end up waking up before them and reading your tome that you got from Old Man Lee. And is there anyone who's going to not wake up early in the morning?
I want.
Or are you all
say-
going to sort of
I
follow
want
the
to say
plan?
me, but at the same time, I know I'd probably wake up because there's a chance you guys would just ditch me.
You are muted.
Am I?
No.
Morgan is.
Oh, okay.
Lee wouldn't ditch Gar.
Everyone else, after what happened yesterday, might. Which is why I'm like, I think Gar will make extra sure that he isn't ditched. 'Cause he
Lee
wants to
would
get
probably
paid.
try to make sure they wouldn't ditch him.
Pank
I'm
wouldn't
assuming
ditch you.
Gar's up
Pank doesn't
immediately.
care what you do to the room.
I'm assuming that Gar is up like an hour before the rest of you, just to make sure that he doesn't get left behind.
Pank would probably wake up around the time. Probably. He might need to be
George
woken
is
up.
definitely up, being an elf. All right. So, waking up early in the morning, everyone starts to prepare to leave. Gar, are you coming down?
Yeah.
All right. As you leave your door, you meet up with Gar, and you see instead of the ogre, I believe that was the innkeeper here. You see where is table for staff? Who's the morning staff here? There we go. You see oh no, it was a dwarf. That's right. You see an older elf man standing behind the counter. It seems to be a high elf standing behind the counter. You turn in your keys to him.
Yep.
And you start making your way to the north instead of the south in the early hours of dawn to the West Bank cargo terminal. Taking your cart here, of course, as well. You end up stopping at the gate here and talking to a human woman who's probably, probably a bit older, probably somewhere late 40s, early 50s. And she goes ahead and takes your cart from you. So this is just going to be a routine inspection, just to make sure nothing is suspicious about your cargo, and we can go ahead and write you off as this is a shipment from, you said, Boone Farm? Yes, that would be the one. And you're going to, checking the ledger here, what did you say it was? Just off towards Citrine. All right, to the Sterling Market. We can certainly get you there. All right. Well, we'll take your card in for an inspection, and you can oversee things on the ship. So heading off in this direction here. So she leads your cart back into sort of like a sort of warehouse area, I guess would be the best description for it, and comes back out and says, all right, right this way, and leads you through the gate towards a decent quality ship. It's certainly not lavish, but it's definitely a cargo liner, we'll say. A bit of a bit of a barge, steam-powered barge. Whether or not you're familiar with that sort of ship, that is for you to decide. But loading up your cart and loading yourselves as well onto the ship along with your cart after it's been inspected. Inspection goes fine enough. You start your very early morning adventure to Citrine.
And
that's where we will call the session.
I was so concerned when you only bought 4 tickets. I was like, uh-oh, is George not coming? Like, you can see, if you go back and look at the recording, you can see the mental, like, the gears turning of how many people were in the party?
I didn't even realize that. Hold on.
Yeah, I was like, mentally kind of like, why only 4 tickets? That's so weird, and that's a little worrying. And then he's explaining, like, the secret plan. I'm like, oh, that's why.
Oh, great. I don't know what's happening. This is what I get for wanting to rage in my own room.
And that is where we will call the session.
Oh.